My troubles have all gone. There's no one to deny me. But you gotta have friends.
I'm
Cheese in the
back.
kitchen. Oh.
No, it's cheese in the office now.
I was going to be your conscience while you're in there.
Oh. Be sure to fill up that water bottle, buddy. Dude, before we start though, I will say I'm pretty excited. I just got a couple of CDs and a cassette in the mail.
Nice. Okay.
I might just be the last one to buy CDs and cassettes. Here, actually, let me turn on my camera real quick.
I still buy CDs sometimes.
You do? I like CDs a lot. I just like CDs because
I thought CDs were an amazing format.
Yeah, I mean they're fun and they're easy, and then I like it because I can make a digital copy really quick, really easily, and
you can
have
rip them really fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and they sound amazing. So I wanted to show you just a couple of the CDs that I got. This is actually a band that we might be able to discuss in the future. Let me ask you this: do you like a lot of like alternative rock?
What do you classify as alternative rock?
Anything in between, like one of the famous ones would be like Foo Fighters. Yes. And then even like I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other big alternative rock.
I just know that some people, they classify alternative rock as different things. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think
because I've met people that say AC/DC is alternative rock.
I think
and it's like
no. Alternative rock would also be maybe like Alanis Morissette.
I like both of those so far.
Yeah, she's very alt rock.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think in that vein.
Well, if that's the vein you're going down, I agree, because Foo Fighters is one of my favorite bands of all time. So.
Oh, yeah, they rock hard. If I can kind of,
My Hero is probably my favorite song by them.
Oh yeah, there goes my hero. I'm really trying to dig through my. I don't think about alt rock all the time, but I do like a lot of good alt rock bands.
There goes my hero.
But I guess where I was trying to go with that is or like another alt rock band would be like what's the White Stripes, kinda.
Yes, I like the White Stripes a lot.
Yeah, White Stripes is kind of, and like Pearl Jam. They're almost.
I love Pearl Jam. You have mentioned 4 of my favorite musicians / artists / bands.
Fuck
so
yeah,
we're good.
There you go.
We're good.
I was about to say. So in that vein, I have found this band called Minus the Bear along the years. Have you ever heard of them by any chance?
No, I haven't.
Okay, cool, because they're really cool. They're a nice blend. They actually kind of exist in their own little spectrum of rock. They've kind of carved out in a way. They call it math rock, not meth rock, math rock. The point being, like, math, it's more along the vein of, like, the songs are very structured, and a lot of the times include, well, at first they were a little bit more electronic. They actually kind of veered away from that a little bit over the years, but a lot of more like they used some synthy kind of stuff, and then like famously what they would do is they would play stuff on their guitar, and then they had like tons of fucking like looper pedals and shit, and they would like and they like do like a little thing, and then they like put it on a looper, like kind of mess with it while they're playing something else. And I've seen them live, and it's like watching a fucking it's a masterpiece. Like at one point I watched them play guitar, and they're doing all this stuff, and it's really cool, but then like what they would do is they kick certain things into the looper pedal, and then literally they had 2 guitarists, and literally had both of the guitarists flip their guitars on their backs, got on their hands and knees, and went on the pedals and fucking did like shit with the pedals, and made like weird like I mean, it sounded really fucking cool, but it was like you just watch these dudes get on their fucking hands and knees with the guitars on their back, and they're using their hands to fuck with the pedals.
That is really cool.
So, on that vein, I just wanted to show you real quick. So this is Minus the Bear. This is a couple of the CDs that I bought from them. This one is called, they all have funny names, the earlier ones. This one is called, wait, hang on. This Is What I Know About Being Gigantic.
Okay.
That's the name of that album. This one is even better. This one is called They Make Beer Commercials About Us, or About This.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So also weird. They started to get a little bit more normal and a little bit more structured as they went on, and this album, I think, is their masterpiece. It is called Planet of Ice.
Okay.
And this, if anything, if you wanted to just like at any point just pick up something to listen to, Planet of Ice by Minus the Bear. It's fucking good. It's somewhere between electronic, alt rock, and like progressive rock ish.
Okay.
So like super good, super chill, super great chill
So
album.
I'm going to give you an option here.
Yes.
We can just continue from this exact conversation forward and leave this in, because I'll end it with, why not next episode I will listen to Planet of Ice, and then we can come back and talk about it.
You know what we could always do too is I could just go ahead and we could just say our intro, and then I could just clip it all back together and see if we can just like amalgamate having the intro somewhere in the beginning, and then just make it sound sort of normal. I could maybe do that. But hey, if anything too, we can always just put the intro now, and then we're not professionals, so it's okay.
Honestly, I think that everybody that watches us would like it better if we left this whole part of the conversation in as well, and then just did the intro and kept going like normal.
There you go. Well, hey, welcome everybody. I'm Cheese.
And I'm Ham.
And we're now podcasting officially.
Boom, episode 4?
Episode 4, yeah. And it has been such a minute, but we've been gearing up for this. It's been really fun. Trying to figure out what we're going to do.
That's not to say that we hadn't talked about recording this episode the whole time we wasn't recording this episode.
Yeah, and then we had an attempt, and I think it just came down to we really wanted more time to kind of make sure that we could get everything that we wanted in, and also time to just hang out, because that was a good time, even though we didn't record it. Oh my God, did you hear from Earl? By the way,
oh, dude, she reamed me out this morning. Reamed me out about it.
Oh,
she was
God.
like, you spent 3 hours, and I heard you all giggling and talking in the other room, and then you didn't even record anything. She was like, I was just laying there in bed alone, and I was like, man, this is going to be a great episode. I can't wait to hear this one.
The worst part, too, is I got back, and she was asleep, and I was like, I'm gonna tell her tomorrow. Dude, and I have a super secret little thing that happened, by the way, for the Nuzlite challenge that I did
What'd you do?
yesterday. So just a tidbit, and you might even notice this if you go back and watch the video. I didn't hit record in Streamlabs.
Okay.
So I had to just go back to Twitch and download it back off. And it's not a big deal, but I stream in 720 and I record in 1080 usually, so the video quality is like a little bit different. But oh my gosh, the main thing is when Earl came in and she realized that I hadn't recorded any of it, I knew that I was going to download it off of Twitch, but she literally just looked at me and just went. And I know you can't see my face if you're watching the podcast, but it's just jaw drop, eyes going, just like
for those of
wide
you that
like
are
dishes.
married, it is the wife face of you done fucked up.
Yeah, it's basically like disappointment to the max. Like, are you?
I do not hate you. I'm disappointed in you.
Are you fucking serious right now? That's basically the face that I got.
And before Cheese has a moment of silence randomly through the podcast, yes, I am drinking a whole gallon of tea, so don't ask.
Hey, I don't judge, and also I love.
And yes, I also have a cup right here that I didn't use, so don't ask.
Cups are just for looking at, I guess. You know.
Well, the tea is kind of special because, like, I'm the only person that drinks it, so it's like I can drink it straight out of the jug if I want to. Like,
hey, do what you want. It's your house. It's your tea.
But speaking of things that are ours, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, my favorite Pokemon, man, is such a hard question. But I could probably boil it down maybe to a small handful.
Okay, let me put it this way. If you were a real-life Pokemon trainer, like say
Okay.
we lived in the actual world of Pokemon,
Okay.
which Pokemon would you have out of its Pokeball following you around? Like, who would
Following
be
me
your
around.
Pikachu to your Ash? You get what I'm saying?
That's a good question. I might have the answer, but I have to ponder upon this because out of all the generations, Gen 3 has to be my favorite just because I grew up with that.
Mine too.
Gen 4, I like Gen 4 a lot as well.
Same.
And, of course, everyone loves Gen 1. Poor Gen 2 sometimes is just kind of forgotten, you know, but I also have a lot from Gen 2 that I like a lot. And I can't remember. Okay, let me ask you this. Is Electrike Gen 3, or was he from Gen 2?
He's from Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay, I mean, but there's one that was in Ruby and Sapphire that I could have sworn was also in Gen 2.
Electrike is the green dog with the yellow hair.
Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I know he was in Ruby and Sapphire. I'm pretty. Yeah, he should be Gen 3. I'll say this. And I told you about this earlier on the Nuzlite challenge, I'm pretty sure, but I used to have a shiny Electrike, and when he evolved into a Mantrike, or Mantrike? Mantrike?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I get what you meant though.
Yeah, you know. Instead of blue and yellow, he was black and yellow, and it was flipping badass. And I gotta say, I think for a Pokemon to like have to follow me around, I think Mantrike, whatever.
That's a really good choice because one, it's like a dog companion, so it's not that much different than like having a pet.
Exactly.
But this is going to be kind of weird because I know me and you have talked about it before. My favorite Pokemon of all time is Scyther.
Yes.
And my favorite Pokemon of all time specifically is Delta Scyther, the ice-based one. But that's not the one I would probably pick to walk around with me. And I've thought about this a lot. I would probably pick one of two Pokemon. It would either be a Houndoom, just because it's a fire-based dog, and like who's going to fuck with you if you got a fire-based dog walking around with you?
Right. Yeah, and they're badass looking too.
Or, and probably this is the one I lean more toward, a Kangaskhan. Just because like they're big and strong, but also like they're kind of humanoid-ish to where, like, if you needed help building a shelter or something, they're smart enough to know how to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
So yeah,
yeah, I'd say that those are really good choices too, and I might even add like a psychic type would be really cool, just because psychic type, like. I don't know. There's so many things you can do with a psychic type Pokemon, you know? I feel like you could just tell them, hey, just move this over there, you know?
Well, it's also like, you know, I was talking about in your stream the other day, I've been working on this idea of a detective comic book or show or whatever about a detective in the Pokemon universe, and I feel like his walk around Pokemon would be a Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Just because it would be the Watson to his Sherlock, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. Well, and then, like, Mr. Mime could even, you know, put up, like, fake walls and, like, trap, like, somebody that they're trying to, like, catch, or he could put up a mirror so he could see behind something or whatever.
But even more specifically, and for the purpose of the story of a like a psychic type detective or whatever,
right?
I think that his best Pokemon to have with him would be the Galarian Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme.
Which is, He's the evolved form of Mr. Mime in
Right.
the Galarian games.
You know what? I think I saw him and Mr. Rhyme.
I'm sending you a picture right now.
I want to say that when I first saw him, I was like, yeah. I mean, he looks good. He looks decent enough. He
I
doesn't
just think
look
that
like,
he looks like Watson. He looks
does
like
look-
Watson from Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, he does. He does look the part. He really does. He almost looks the part too well, you know?
His ability in Pokemon TCG is absolutely stupid, by the way.
What is it?
You can shuffle your opponent's prize cards back into their deck and lay new prize cards down out of their deck.
Oh, okay.
So, like, there's prize cards, like 6 prize cards that you have to get to win the game, right?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And so they take them off the top, so it's random every time. But with him, you can shuffle your opponent's prize cards into their deck and shuffle them back out. So you could accidentally steal like all of their final evolution Pokemon and put them down where they can't get them unless they kill other Pokemon.
God, that's freaking nut. That's just sadistic. Just screwing with someone's like they had all this stuff planned out. They were so ready, and then you're just like, you know, shuffle your shit, baby.
And every single time you do it, it reshuffles their deck. So like,
God,
all of your energy gets pushed to the bottom.
it already pisses me off in Pokemon in the game when they use Whirlwind, in like in a fucking match, and then you just have to switch to a random Pokemon. You're like, I didn't want this. No, you know.
I hate Roar too with Mightyena.
Yeah. The worst is Whirlwind and then Pursuit, because like you can actually literally just like Whirlwind another Pokemon out, and then like if it's a weak Pokemon, just go in for Pursuit and fucking, if you can, just knock it out before they can even take it back. It's like, just fuck with them. Ha ha. Ha ha, Whirlwind.
Also, speaking of which, you mentioned the Nuzlocke earlier. Your Nuzlocke is going on.
Yeah.
You have that going on over at twitch.tv/earlycurly.
Oh yes, we do. And we've been hamming it out. No pun intended. We have been, specifically me, grinding away. I just got the Cascade badge from Misty, and have been losing Pokemon left and right. So,
Rest in peace, John.
Yeah, rest in peace, John and Bray. But hey,
Yeah.
come over for the chaos and the references.
And all of the inside jokes that will be made. And
Yes.
trust me, it's worth to know them because we're going to be continuing from Gen 1 basically to what? Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah.
So like over that span, you're going to know inside jokes that other new viewers won't know if you get in early.
There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna, and we're gonna have the same characters coming back out. So you know, you'll see John, you'll see Ray, you'll see Andy, you'll see Danny. They'll all be there, in their forms. Probably over the games. They'll probably be in my next playthrough once I somehow finish Pokemon Red.
And then in Sword and Shield, whenever he is talking randomly and somebody just says, "Oh, rest in peace, John," you'll know what they're talking about.
Right. So. Exactly. Hey, by the way, on that subject, and this is going to be one of those things where nobody's going to know what we're talking about, but I figured it out. I learned. I think I know why I lost both Ray and John, because that was the Rattata and the Pidgey that I caught on Route 1, and I broke the rules.
So that was the universe just swinging back.
Yeah, right. That was fate just saying, "All right, buddy, we gotta do something to rectify this."
No, I guess I won't catch anything on the next route. And Fate's like, "No, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it."
Actually, buddy,
you're just gonna lose them both.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, how the turntables.
But we also, over on tinyurl.com/hayamham, you can check out my Nuzlocke playthrough as well of Leaf Green. We got one episode that came up this week. Episode 2 and 3 will be coming out Tuesday and Thursday of this coming week.
And I highly recommend them. I've watched the first episode, and it is glorious.
I appreciate that, man.
I like the production. I like the and the big difference being that Ham does his in post edit, and I do mine live. And I like his setup because he's got a lot more freedom post edit.
I also think it's kind of cool that I do mine in post and you do yours live because it gives like different feels to both.
Yeah.
So if you're the type of person that likes to watch live streams, you can watch your half of the Nose Light. You know, if you're the type of person that's not a big live stream person, come watch my half. You know, like
if you want to watch somebody continue to screw up with like the settings that I've made, like I painstakingly put all these things on the screen and I just forget to use them all the time because I'm a big dum-dum, then yeah, come watch my stream because that's what happens all the time.
See, what we need to do at some point is when me and you are living close together or in the same house or whatever, we need to hook up some sort of computer system to where I can control your OBS settings while you stream. That way I can just type the Pokemon's names in and put the badges on the screen.
That would help me out a lot. Because I got the Cascade badge and then I literally didn't put it on the screen until after I had to, you know, have a small
Bury
funeral.
John.
Yeah, we had to bury John. But you know, it was one of those things. I was so grief stricken that I had forgotten. And then everybody was like, "Oh, and badge," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I got a badge." So on the screen you go.
It was a roller coaster of ups and downs, and he was so grief stricken that he almost became a 2-pillow sleeper, I believe.
Yeah, a 2-pillow sleeper, dude.
Dude, my grandpa loves that song.
I know nobody can see this on screen, but hang on one second.
He's disappeared.
Talk while I am trying to get a record.
Okay, I'll talk about stuff. I don't know what to talk about. You can check out tinyurl/earlycurlygaming to watch all of the live streams from twitch.tv/earlycurly over on YouTube. And after all of that is done with, we'll be going over, they're changing their name to Cheese and Earl, or Earl and Cheese, whatever, vice versa. And you'll be able to check it out there. tinyurl.com/earlycurlygaming.
And also /Hey I'm Ham for the
And
Nuzlocke.
there's a third one /Ham Cheese Pod.
Oh,
if
yes.
you want to find this for some reason.
Podcast that you're watching right now. Well, eventually you'll be watching it hopefully on Spotify or iTunes, and then you can always come
Good old
back.
spoofy.
Yeah, you can come back to the original YouTube videos where they were happening. So, but
Sweet.
this is all I wanted to show you. See, boom, I've got him right here on.
Dude, I
on
love
the
that
record.
suit.
I know, isn't it glorious?
Yes.
The
And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about Daniel Romano.
yes. So a really okay. How can I describe this man?
Okay.
I have one word really quick. Prolific.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Prolific, I would definitely go with.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys know, for those of you that are new, the people who's been here know, Cheese has been trying to culture me in music. I'm pretty well versed in music, but he's like sending me farther down different rabbit holes. And we're just like getting my taste on, do I like this band? Do I not like this band? Whatever. And the one for this episode that was supposed to be recorded pre-Thanksgiving, hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yes.
Was Daniel Romano.
Yes.
And I have to say, who was it that sung Space Oddity? David Bowie,
David
right?
Bowie. Mm-hmm.
I would call Daniel Romano the David Bowie of this generation.
Yeah.
I would literally say that, dude. He is that good. Like, he is really good.
Yeah, I like that analogy. I like that a lot because David Bowie does also have this evolution around him as well, where he does different stuff throughout the ages. And I think
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, Daniel Romano really does as well. In a way, a little bit of backstory about Daniel Romano real quick, just to get you a feel for him. So he is actually, by the way, a Canadian artist.
I knew that.
He's from Ontario. And he's actually part of a label called You've Changed Records. And they're a really cool record. I think they're a really, really cool label, sorry. And I think I think Daniel Romano is actually one of the people that basically either started the label or somewhat runs it to an extent. But not only is he his own solo artist, he has a small little band that he put together called The Outfit. And it's Daniel Romano's Outfit. They have their own couple albums that they put out by themselves. Besides that, he has a couple other bands that he kind of runs between, and a couple I think that he just kind of manages or helps with. But he is a very talented man. I really don't know much about his, coming up or whatever, or how he really got to where he is. But he started out more or less a country artist and made just country music
Not
really
modern
good.
country,
No,
not pop country,
like
real for real country.
right, like just
Hank Williams Senior country.
yes,
Like
almost like Willie Nelson type country to a degree,
Yeah.
like early Willie, yeah, I mean, really, really good country music, which, to maybe somebody who doesn't understand like modern country, would maybe more or less appreciate, just because it's a lot more personal, like
it's more raw feeling.
yeah, definitely. And then he's evolved from that. He still actually makes country here and there to a certain degree, but he's kind of more or less gone into this rock, direction, where he's kind of gone into like rock and then kind of more, or even somewhat kind of folkier stuff here and there, but also somewhat psychedelic. He even has
His rock stuff though is more like I would make it akin to like sort of like the Beatles era of rock. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that same sound.
Yeah, it's very much like some of it is a little bit, I wouldn't say doo-woppy, but poppy, I guess, like early pop rock, Beatles kind of pop rock, but maybe even in the same vein as like kind of Crosby, Stills and Nash a little bit here and there. I think one of the bigger ones that I hear is do you know Arlo Guthrie?
The name sounds familiar.
He has that song this what's it, the City of New Orleans, or
I
or
think
no
I know
no
who you're talking about.
the City of Los Angeles, coming in from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So he's got a lot of good songs from that and that's all like 70s era, kind of early 70s,
Late 60s, early 70s.
yes
It's very much like flower rock, like flower power, like
Yeah.
pop rock. Like,
oh yeah. Well, and it's very classic feeling, but the main thing is, and here's what I enjoy a lot about it, he and going back to Daniel Romano, of course, he takes a spin on it, and in such a way that it's not the same thing hashed out. It's his take on it, and kind of where it goes. And I think it's a nice thing in general for me, and also maybe somebody that might feel more like this, where maybe rock over the eras, especially if you're some old fart that listens to music back from the day. Rock over the ages has changed so much, and now it's developed into so many subgenres and everything that it's kind of like some genres of rock almost seem like they've been kind of dropped out or left behind in the past. And you kind of realize with artists like Daniel Romano that doesn't really have to be the case. Like he's making music that has the same feel as music that you've probably heard before, but it's still good and it's fresh. And I don't see any reason why. I feel like some people don't appreciate like music that has a retro feel, because they feel like they're stealing from somebody. I don't know why.
Well, see, the thing is I've always thought about it like, because we've talked multiple times. I'm a bass player. I've played in a few bands.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that certain genres of music never really disappear, because whenever you're on like the indie rock band scene, like when we were playing in Indiana and down here in Kentucky, you run into a lot of like 80s hair metal, you run into a lot of glam rock, you run into a lot of 70s rock.
Right.
But it's just not mainstream. Like people are still writing it. It's just not on the radio waves. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Right. It's not as popular. That's very true. That's very true. Well, I guess jumping right into just kind of what we were going over. So the mission was, I took this artist that I've been listening to for a while, Daniel Romano, and I have handpicked a selection of songs that I once again handed over to Ham. This time, instead of albums, I just figured we'd do songs for an artist, because I felt like it was cool. It kind of embodies different parts of the artist that I enjoy, and then also it kind of revolves around the same topic. So it's a nice piece to just sit in for a minute, and then we can move on. And
it also gives a timeline too.
Yes, yeah, I like because I started from the beginning, from his earliest albums, and went forward. And just to clarify, by the way, I think Daniel Romano's career really kicked off about 2010. I want to say that's probably one of his earliest albums, when his earliest albums were released. Maybe a little bit prior, maybe even as far back as 2005. So he's been kicking for a long time, in terms of recent material. But he's still going today. And I will say one thing before we really start to get into the meat of this today, of this discussion. In 2020 alone, I want to say, has released 5, maybe 6 albums. And they've all been bangers. Like every single one of them. I've downloaded every single one of them, listened to them all the way through. They've been great. So, really cool musician. But yeah. So, do you have the list? Because I actually don't think I have the list.
I have it right here.
Okay.
But I will say before we get into this, there was only 3 songs on this list that I listened to more than twice. And there was only 3 songs, same 3 songs on this list that I would consider like so good that I would put into one of my playlists and listen to it regularly, which is fine because there's plenty of artists like that. Like I only have maybe 6 Led Zeppelin songs on all my playlists, What I mean? So
yeah, no, truly, that's what I was hoping for.
But I'll give you those 3 songs off the list, and I guess we can jump into them the most.
Cool.
There is a 4th one that kind of falls in that territory, but I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. The first one was Two Pillow Sleeper.
Yes.
Which is an old style country song. And literally, I was sitting here listening to it, and whenever it started, I looked at Raylan and I was like, dude, I didn't even know people wrote country like this anymore.
Wait, is this, what year is this? Wait. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it strikes me crazy sometimes too, hearing that.
Then I took it over to my grandparents' house and I put it on my grandpa's TV. I said, listen, my buddy Cheese, we do this thing where he tells me different songs from artists to listen to, and then I listen to them and tell him what I think about them. On whenever I talk to them, I call it our radio show because that's makes most sense to them.
Oh yeah, right.
But he said, okay. And I said, I want you to listen to this one with me. And he said, cool. And I turned it on his TV, and he literally said, out of all of the young people's music that I have listened to in my lifetime, this is the only one that I would be willing to buy their CD.
Hell yes, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That to me is true, straight up, what would you call, that's spot on what I was looking for, acceptance of the of the music. I mean, not in a way not, I don't know. It's just that somebody like your grandpa can also appreciate a song that was made 9 years ago.
Yeah, and he's in his 70s. You know what I mean?
Right. And it really does strike that vein. Two Pillow Sleeper is a amazing. It's just an emotional kind of sad country song. Really, what's the word? Twangy. It's got that just sweet twang.
It's very, very, very so very Hank Williams Sr.-esque. Yeah. That's right up his alley. You know what I mean?
Right. And when you told me that before, I literally just I could not stop smiling. That just made my day. Especially just to see someone else also super appreciate something. It's always, for me, music, and that's why I always like doing this. It's just so easy to get into and appreciate, and gives you so many emotions. I think everybody can really benefit.
And I will tell you something else about Two Pillow Sleeper, because I've listened to it probably, I'd say, 18, 20 times since you told me to listen to this list. But
nice.
It's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things where every single time that I listen to it, I understand more of the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I also get more of the story that he's telling.
Right.
So the first time you hear it, you're you get the gist. It's never confusing. The first time you hear it, you're thinking, oh wow, old twangy country song.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, it's a song about him being heartbroken and
Yeah.
sleeping alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then every time you listen to it after that, you get more of the story of like, she left him because he's an asshole and he knows it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. And I love the little, he throws it in there. And what I would implore you to do, by the way, and I don't mean to tail off too much, but definitely listen to the rest of that album, because if you want more of that, like the whole album, it is great. The album is called "Come Cry With Me." It is literally all like heartbreak songs, but they're fucking great. Like they're all great. There's another song off here. Which one is it? It's called "I'm Not Crying Over You," and after this, you definitely got to listen to this song. It's another one that tells a story, and I won't go too far into it, but the gist of the story is it's this guy like explaining like he just broke up with a girl, he's not crying over her, and he just got a job acting as a man who cries in a film. So he's not been crying because of her, he's crying because he's trying out for a film.
But there's also that secret underlying thing of, is he secretly crying in the film because he misses her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And it's an amazing song. It's a cute portrayal of like just that, like he's like the chorus goes, "I'm not crying over you," and then he says, "You might think so, but you're wrong." And it's so twangy and it's so country and it's so in that vein. Yeah, like I said, that whole album's great, but you should definitely listen to that song next.
For sure. The next one on the list that I really enjoyed was Toulouse.
Toulouse. And real quick, just to tell everybody, so Toulouse is from another one of his albums, Mosey. Yeah, Mosey. That's another great country-ish album.
I really enjoyed that one, not only because of the fact that like it's just good musically, but it's also the play on words in that song repeatedly is insane.
I love
you know
it.
What I mean?
he is so good with his play on words. You're so right, you know.
It's just it's really just one of those songs like you could literally just turn it on and chill with it on. Like it's really good. Toulouse is really good. I recommend checking that one out. And then the third one is, and I like this one a lot. I've listened to this one just about as many times as Two Pillow Sleeper.
Nice.
Was Roya.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great one.
Roya, for some reason, strikes the vein of music that I think I cherish almost as much as any other, like more than any other. You know what I mean? It strikes that raw, gritty, almost... It like touches upon the same vein as kind of like Simon and Garfunkel,
right?
But also kind of not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's kind of folky, but not really. Like,
it definitely falls in that folky, rocky type vein of like the just about like right in the 70s, early 70s like rock format. And but it's also got a cool little kind of story. It kind of sets a scene, you know, of him like trying to, I guess, kind of get through to this girl. Basically, is what I kind of take away from it.
Have you ever watched the music video?
Actually, I have not. Actually, I don't. Well, I think I might have, but I don't think I remember it.
So this is a thing that I noticed in the music video. He's singing about trying to get to this girl, right?
Yeah.
But in the music video, the girl that he's singing to is him in drag smoking a cigarette.
I have not actually seen that.
I don't know if it's him literally singing about a girl and he just did that for artistic effect, or if it's him trying to like reach his inner femininity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like talking about suppressed feelings, or like,
or just
you know what I'm saying? Like,
or just a song about a guy that's wanting to become a girl and be Roya.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be.
There's literally parts of the music video that whenever I watched it, I was like, this was the song that made me go, this dude is the David Bowie of this generation. Like, because there's a part where it's him smoking a cigarette and he hands the cigarette to him in drag, who's sitting on this chair, and then he lays his own head in the lap of himself in drag.
God.
Like, it is an artistic masterpiece.
Yeah. That's great.
But it's such a good song, man. It's so good.
I'll actually have to go back and watch that music video. I don't think I actually watched that one. That's fantastic.
It's really good. And like literally, dude, right after I listened to Roya, I went and listened to Lazarus by David Bowie. And they have like there's so many similarities between those two songs. Like
Right.
It's so cool.
Yeah, he's definitely got that in that song, and then also for the rest of that album as well, by the way. That really great rock, like it's got a lot of really great rock elements, but also like you hear a lot of stuff like organ, and you hear a lot of stuff like horns, and you hear some weird instruments that get thrown in the mix here and there, but like it's that feel of like rock but folky, but kind of throwing some other stuff in there, a little bit of almost like a teensy tad of psychedelia that kind of gets thrown in there, but it's like
that's actually what I was about to say. He's kind of like if you took the Doors and you toned them down by about half volume. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, he's got this is another theme of like a lot of artists that I like a lot right now that I've been looking forward, that I've been trying to find is like artists that I feel like these are the guys that grew up listening to the classics, and now they're just making music like what they listen to.
Like.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I like about it.
Now, that song is freaking amazing, and like the reason that I condensed this list down to those and this last one is because like I wanted to give the listeners like, here's the songs that of the ones you recommended me. This is the ones looking from an outside's perspective that I would say listen to these if you want to be impressed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right, definitely.
Now the last one was the last one or next to last one on the list, and that's A Rat Without a Tail.
Oh, yeah.
I like that song a lot.
Tell me how you really feel.
Did you watch the video for that one?
I have. No, I have actually not watched the video for that one.
That one is an acid trip waiting to happen. Like, it's literally just him wearing a rat mask, singing the song. That is all that happens. That's it. But for some reason, it creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I literally had to minimize the tab because I couldn't look at it. I was like, oh, God, quit looking at me.
Right. It's still a fantastic song, and the guitar solo in that song is freaking awesome. It's great.
But ultimately, man, I have to say Daniel Romano gets the thumbs up from Ham.
Hell yes.
Definitely check him out. I like him a lot.
Cool. Good. Like, man, that's honestly, like, this whole thing, this whole approach that we've made is honestly what I was really hoping for. Because like that's the approach that I like to see, like, in general, like with artists that I find, like, I hate the people that are like, oh, you have to get into it this way and you have to listen to this first and this and this. It's like there's so much out there, especially with an artist like Daniel Romano, and not all artists are like that. He's very different because he's just he's, like I said at the very beginning, prolific. And that's the best way to put it, because he just goes all over the place with his music. He stays in this vein, and you can tell he has a type of music that he likes, but
each genre he does is akin to the last one,
like,
in some way. So it's like country to folk to 70s, like rock. You know what I mean? Like,
right. He goes back and forth a little bit and kind of throws it around, and it's so good. And the production is always really good too. Like, everything's always done very well. Like, it sounds amazing. I like his voice. Like, it's not a very typical singing voice, and he kind of goes back and forth between, he does like a low, very, very low voice sometimes, and it's very smooth. He's got a very smooth voice. And he can even pull out that twang like nothing. I mean, I
love his country twang voice, man.
It's
so old school.
Yeah.
It's so old school country.
It's spot on.
But I like the fact too with like Roya, man, like we were talking about, he he does like these half steps. So like he's going towards 70s rock, but he throws a lot of folk in there.
Yeah.
But then by the time he gets to the Rat Without a Tail, it's very 70s rock. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he takes like these half steps and creates almost like a new genre. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. It's just the best way to put it sometimes, man, honestly, is it's just good. Like it's just good music. And then like I don't know if you did you listen to I sent you one of the tracks off his album called Spider Bite, and it's his punk album, and I think it's called I think I sent you it's Snitch Line.
I think that was one of the ones I couldn't find.
Oh, dang! So like he came out with this album this year. Actually, it was one of the albums he came out with. I want to say this year or at the tail end of last year, but it was called Snake Bite. And it's straight up punk. Like you want to, like like you want to talk punk. Like what am I thinking of? Like classic punk era, like NoFX, or like where am I going with this? Pennywise, or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
But it's like
the punk that we all grew up being skater kids to.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's just like it's just straight up, and then like almost a little ACD-ish, you know, like you know, because all punk kind of derives a little bit from the kind of ACD-ish format, you know, like the power chords and everything. But really, really good punk album. But the thing is, like, and especially if you go listen to this afterwards, especially if you listen to it after listening to other Daniel Romano tracks, it does not sound like Daniel Romano. It doesn't. No. And he sings differently. Like he just pulls out this wicked punk voice. I looked it up to see if he was actually the vocalist, and he is. But you just don't almost don't realize it at first. But I think he's trying to he tried to go a little bit Angus Young, you know? But like not
over the
glaringly.
Top with it,
No, not glaringly. I mean, it was like, but it's good. It's you got to check it out.
I do have a funny little thing to tell you here before we move forward at all.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I was in college, whenever I failed out the third time, I had a blues teacher, right? I took jazz and blues. It was one of my classes I took.
Oh, that's cool.
My teacher there, she was a big fan of AC/DC and
Nice.
all that. She also taught a history of rock and roll class and a history of punk class, and like, but we were
Sounds
looking
fun.
at like she had notes on her whiteboard from her punk rock class that she had just taught, and it literally said on the board punk equals Nickelback plus Sriracha on it. And I was like, what does that mean? And she said most punk rock is just open chords and power chords, so it's basically Nickelback if you just scream and we're angry. Like
yeah
I started thinking about it, and I was like, you're not wrong though. Like,
you're not wrong, but let's not talk about Nickelback. I'm kidding.
You're not wrong, but please stop ruining my favorite genre of music. Like,
Right. Exactly. That's hilarious.
But yeah, man. In today's episode, for those of you that don't know, though, we've been doing this thing past couple times where we have had Cheese show me some, different musical stuff like we just did. Mm-hmm. And I made a promise on the first episode that I would be showing him some wrestling stuff, because just like Cheese is a huge musical fan who filters his musical interests through me to the public,
yes,
I would like to do the same with wrestling. And I have picked a match for you to watch.
Nice. We've got it pulled up.
We're going to be doing this together.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a link for this in the description if you guys want to watch along with us. I'll count us down when we hit play and all that, but we're going to talk a little bit before that. So
cool. Yeah, and then you got it hooked up on, and I've never seen this before, but Watch Together.
Yeah, dude, back in the day whenever I was in high school, Watch Together used to be a different type of website. Like now they specialize in like YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Right.
But back in the day, it was a server hosting website, kind of like Twitch, sort of, but it was before Twitch was Twitch, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where one person's computer would basically be the server for everybody else to watch movies.
Right.
And this is how me and my buddies used to watch like anime and Star Wars and stuff. We would just all hop in a room together, and our buddy that had the best internet would just host it for everybody. So
there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I watched the first season of Dragon Ball Z through this website whenever I was a kid. Because my buddy, he had the DVDs, and he just basically screen capped his screen of him watching the DVD, and we all just watched it through.
Oh my god! So it was basically like watching a what's it called? You know, like when people, like back in the day. I mean, people still do this. I think, at least not right now during coronavirus, but they'd go into movie theaters, and they would film stuff. You know, like they'd film the screen in the movie theater, and then they'd upload it, and you'd go on like, that was like you'd go on like the Pirate Bay or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd look it up, but then it would say in the comments, it would say something like not screen capped, but they'd have a word for it, like, oh, it was recorded in theater or something like that.
Yeah. I
know,
get what
like,
you're saying.
And it's like
it
that's
was kind of like that, but it was more like a live stream because he was using what's it called? Fraps. Do you remember Fraps?
No, I don't think I did. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, but
it was a program that people used to use on YouTube back in the day before OBS was a thing, because what it was for was counting your frames per second, right?
Gotcha.
But it also had a recording feature, so you could see where you were losing frames. But then people would just use that to record videos because it recorded the content on the screen.
Gotcha, right.
So that's what he was using to show it to us.
So he's actually going through the computer with it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were saying
like really cool.
I thought you were saying you were watching it like over a camera onto another screen. And I was like, that's just funny. No, not knocking that at all, but that's just a great way to experience something,
It would have been cool. That's how we used to record our YouTube videos, was with a camera pointed at the TV.
Yeah, that's how so many people used to do it back in the day, especially like on old consoles that you couldn't hook up to the computer or do stuff like that. Like you would actually
because capture cards were ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Well, and then like nobody knew how to do anything like that at that time.
Oh, dude, my cousin. Let me tell you this quick story. This is getting off topic a little bit, but
yeah,
my cousin and I used to make YouTube videos when we were kids for fun, and we started watching Machinima because like it was like a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
And we wanted to make videos like that, and we couldn't get a capture card because we wanted to get one, but they were like sold out, because they didn't they didn't make them in high demand back then. It was like professionals would buy them,
right? Most people don't.
We found a camera, like a home camera, that had AV ports, but it accepted input footage. So it would record it like it was a video, but you would be seeing whatever screen was plugged into it.
Oh.
And we would plug his Wii into that and play the game on that little bitty, like, camera screen and record it that way.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. God.
And then we would have to add the commentary in post, and we weren't smart enough to record the commentary at the same time. So what we would do is play through and then play it on his computer and record us talking over it, and then put it on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic though. That's like childhood ingenuity right there though. That's like I have something I want to do, so we're just gonna do it this way and make it work.
We're just gonna make it happen.
Yeah. Right. I found a thing.
Speaking of childhood, man, wrestling was a huge part of my childhood. So that's great. Like,
you're pulling off those segues so well.
Dude, I used to do this professionally. I still do, technically. But
segue around.
Yeah,
you're a
that
mall
needs to
cop.
be my job in the future. I'm just a Segway guy. That's just what I do. Like,
and anyway.
But basically, this match that I'm going to be showing you, I don't really know. What is your history with wrestling, if any at all?
Limited. But my little brother was a huge wrestling nut, so I got a lot from him. And like I know a lot of the like big names, everyone knows The Undertaker, everybody knows Hulk Hogan, everybody knows
like Macho Man Randy Savage,
Macho Man,
Stone Cold, and
Steve Austin, and then and then wasn't The Rock? Wasn't he actually a wrestler at one point? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's how he started his career.
Right. And then like some other actors were kind of like that too, I think. Right.
The thing that we're going to be watching today is more modern than that stuff.
Right. Okay.
But this is actually it's from I want to say 2018, I think, and it's a match. So the reason that it took me so long to pick a match is because I wanted to pick the right one. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I wanted something that was like high action, but I also wanted something that was gimmicky. So something that doesn't happen a whole lot, like it comes out rarely. But I also didn't want it to be too long. And I didn't want it to be like a regular one-on-one match for your first one, just because, like, you know, that gets us stale. So what I picked is a War Games match. Now, War Games it was invented by this guy named Dusty Rhodes. He's a legend in the professional wrestling business. He passed away a couple years ago. But he invented this match after going to see Mad Max 2, the Thunderdome. And he was like, what if we could make the Thunderdome in wrestling?
Oh my God.
So,
the
War Games was born.
Yeah.
And the War Games is different than any other match because it's 2 wrestling rings, side by side, with a cage that goes around both rings. And it's a team-based match where 2 teams, in this case 2 teams of 4, go in. One person from each team starts. There is a coin toss flip. Winner of the coin toss gets the second member, and then it goes alternating from there. So, like, if Team 2 gets the first member, then the next entrant would be the next member from Team 1. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Until all 4 people are in, nobody can be eliminated. There is no pin submissions or countouts or anything like that until everybody is in the ring.
Okay.
If you try to escape the cage, you lose by forfeit.
Right. Okay.
With that being said, if you guys want to watch it, the link will be down in the description box below with us. We're going to be, I'll count down when we press play, but we'll be doing that in 3, 2, play.
Here we go.
So the dude on the left here, in the black and the red, that guy, his name's Ricochet. That guy's name is Adam Cole.
Okay.
Adam Cole is the leader of the bad guy team.
So he's what we don't like.
Yep, he's the guy you don't like. Bad guys are called heels, by the way. That's just a little inside term for you.
Heels?
Yep, heel, as in like the heel of your foot.
Okay, right. Heels.
And good guys are called baby faces.
Oh, he's moving over. He's moving over. Oh, he's going right into it. Gee. Oh, he's swinging around.
Okay, so Ricochet, the story going into this one is Ricochet and Adam Cole, that's the 2 guys right there. They've been fighting over a belt for a while.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So they hate each other.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Bam. He just took him out with his legs and then jump kicked him. Holy fuck. Now you get on that other side of that ring.
So, yeah, the Ricochet, he's known for high-flying. He does a lot of high-flying stuff.
Gotcha.
Adam Cole's known for cheating, mostly.
Okay, gotcha. So he's the big cheater, and this guy's about to mess his face up.
Pretty much. Now, both sides have they have team members that will be coming out as the match goes on.
Okay.
Little fun fact about the dude in the red and black pants, he's from Kentucky.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Anyone that you know personally that knows him? Like
nobody that knows him, but I do have family members who are wrestlers.
Gotcha. Wow. Did they ever wrestle him?
No, not that I know of.
Gotcha. Ooh, he took a tumble.
I'm actually going to turn off my camera in Discord just to make the internet cool out a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah. You want me to turn off my camera?
You can if you want to.
Okay. I'll turn off my camera.
There we go.
So, dude, the Red's name again? What's his name?
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Like a bullet.
Right. God, he's not doing so hot right now. Ooh.
Now, do you see the armband on the dude wearing the yellow trunks?
Yes.
You probably heard it on commentary. They're called the Undisputed Era. That's their little logo on his arm there.
Gotcha. Undisputed Era. So he's been undisputed for a while, or is he just making that up?
It's just what they call themselves because like they're undisputed as wrestlers. Like nobody can't say that they're badasses, basically.
Ah, okay.
Now this is part of something that is called NXT. It's like a third brand on WWE.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there's like Raw, SmackDown, and then NXT.
NXT. Oh shit!
It actually started out as like a training camp, basically, and then it kind of became its own thing.
Oh, that's cool. Oh shit! Fuck him up. Get up, Ricochet. Get up. Oh, he is just riding his ass. He's about to grate his face like cheese, like me.
Grate his face like me.
Like me. Like a me
This
grater.
is actually one of my wife's favorite matches.
That's cool.
The War Games match. She loves it.
I can imagine why. This is intense. Oh shit.
Her other favorite is called the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. When was it that Trump went on? Didn't he go on WWE at some point?
It was WrestleMania. I want to say 21 or 23.
Gotcha.
If it tells you anything, we're on WrestleMania 33.
Gotcha.
Now.
That has been a minute. Well, when did he? Or why was he on there? I can't remember. Was he just?
It was just a big. They called it the Battle of the Billionaires. It was Vince McMahon and Trump.
Did he? He didn't actually wrestle anybody, did he?
No, he had a wrestler in his corner, or like a wrestler wrestling for him.
Gotcha.
And then Vince had a wrestler wrestling for him.
Gotcha. Okay.
The loser had to get their head shaved.
Well, it obviously wasn't Trump, right?
Vince lost, and then Donald Trump shaved his head. Okay, here comes the next member of the match.
Donald Trump actually shaved his head?
Yeah. He shaved Vince's head. There's the two teams right there in those cages.
Donald Trump shaved Vince's head. He didn't shave his own head.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I was going to say.
Okay, so the bad guys won the coin flip.
God.
Only one of them get to go at a time.
Okay. They look nuts. That guy looks nuts.
That dude right there is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Really? He's going ham. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like a legitimate badass. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say he looks like he's just full throttle. He's just like no.
Yeah, he is.
God, he's just wailing on him. He looks power hungry. Oh shit. I thought they were about to make out. No, I'm kidding. I mean, hey, more power to you. It's like
hey,
fucking rage. Gee.
That dude right there in the full camo, his name's Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
He is like a legitimate, like, because everybody knows professional wrestling is scripted.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a legitimate striker. Like, he's really, really, really good at fighting in real life. Which just ultimately makes him a better wrestler, because if you're good at doing it in real life, you're good at making it look real,
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, that's the whole point. This is great, though. Oh, shit. He fucked up his leg. Oh.
God, the sound of that kick, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, see, Kyle O'Reilly, I know you're new to this stuff still, too. There is different forms of professional wrestling.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Right to the face.
So,
damn.
What Ricochet tends to do is called lucha libre, which is like Spanish. It's a lot of high flying and stuff like that.
Right.
But Kyle O'Reilly, he's trained more in what's called strong style.
Gotcha. Okay.
And strong style is a Japanese art of professional wrestling where they actually for real punch and kick the piss out of each other. Because the Japanese thought on it is the only way to make it look legitimate is to actually hurt each other.
Right. Wow. Gotcha.
But Japanese wrestling is a little different because they basically go in there with a gentleman's agreement of like, we're going to actually hurt each other out there. But,
right. Right. God. I mean, I imagine they get hurt quite a bit doing this shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
God.
It is dangerous.
Oh, fuck. Damn. That's how you dislocate a shoulder.
Yeah, for real.
9, 8.
But
7.
Ricochet's about to get a tag team partner here.
Oh, is that the countdown?
Yep. He's going to get one of his tag team partners now.
Oh, they are ready for this. Oh, is that a woman? No.
No, that's Pete Dunne. He's a British wrestler.
Okay, never mind. I saw cleavage, and I was like, whoa. That's either a butch-ass lady or it's a really stocky dude with long hair.
So that man's right there. His name's Hanson.
Jeez,
he has a tag team partner named Rowe, and they are basically Vikings.
He is a monster. He just picked that guy up like he's a fucking sack of potatoes. And that guy, he's like, okay, here's my child. I'll pick him up off the ground and then just slam him on the floor.
I think you would really like their old tag team name before they became the Viking Raiders.
What?
Their tag team name was Warbeard.
Warbeard. Dude, I like this guy.
I really think Warbeard would be such a great name for a rock band.
Yeah, Warbeard. Dude, my I have a godfather. It's I have a godmother and a godfather. They're basically just my mom's like best friends in the world. And I've known them ever since I was born. So they pretty much are like I call them my aunt, my uncle. But my uncle, my godfather or whatever, basically looks like this man. Like he's massive, and he just has just long hair and a long beard, and it's all gray now.
What if it is him?
That I would not. No, it's not him. But I would not be. I would not. He just smashed into them with his ass. That's nuts. He just crushed them underneath his giant ass. But no, I mean I wouldn't be surprised. But no, my uncle, he's freaking he's massive like that. But even crazier, he's like a huge metalhead, and he rides Harleys and works on Harleys for a living.
That's cool, man.
So he's
That's
like
badass.
He's like this straight up like badass. Like if you met him like out and about, like if you like made him angry, you probably wouldn't like him. You'd probably kind of be scared. But like if you get to know him, like he's such a great guy.
That's cool though.
But yeah, he's massive like that. I mean, I'd be scared too. I'd be really scared of this guy right here. Oh shit. Oh, get him. Damn. So now they're all in the ring together. All 4 of them.
So basically the idea for the War Games is you get 2 teams of people who absolutely hate each other, and this is where you settle it. Like if you can't settle it anywhere else, they strap a cage around these 2 rings, and that's where you take care of your business.
Yep.
Like,
right. Like you just fight until you can't fight anymore.
Pretty much until there's 8
wow.
men. Whenever there's 8 people in, then one team can win.
Gotcha.
But until then, it's just free for all of beating the piss out of each other.
Right. Oh my God, this guy's ready.
That's Roderick Strong. The fans hate him because he was a good guy, and then he turned into a bad guy.
He chose the dark side.
Yeah, so remember the dude that you asked if that was a woman?
Mm-hmm.
That was Roderick Strong's old tag team partner until he turned his back on him.
Oh, so that guy's rearing up now, probably.
Yeah.
He's like,
yep.
Oh, fuck. He's beating up my teammates. I'm going to kick his ass. Damn. Fuck. Damn. He's fucking him up. Whoa. Oh! Shit. Fuck. God. He fucking threw that man in the air. And then landed
right on his knees.
Destroyed him with his knee. Yeah. Oh, Ooh.
He just hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Yeah. One motherfucker, two motherfucker, three motherfucker, floor. Oh, fuck! Damn, right in the face. Foot to the face. Oh, and fist to the face, too.
No.
And then he shoved his fist up his ass and threw him on the floor.
Hey, that's how you got to do it sometimes, you know?
You just got to meat puppet him.
Nothing like a good uppercut right up the arse.
Right. I'm going to make you into a ventriloquist dummy. God. Oh, so now the tables have turned. Ooh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn.
It's a 3-on-2 beatdown.
Damn.
See, that's the thing that makes the War Games match, like from a veteran fan's perspective, what makes the War Games match so fun.
Yeah.
Is because if the bad guy team is the team with the advantage, then they'll always end up with the advantage up until the end. Because eventually it'll be 4-on-3, and all 4 of the bad guys will be in there with 3 of the good guys, you know? But then it comes down to that last good guy coming in to try to save the day. You get?
Here come save the day.
Ricochet is just getting the piss beat out of him.
He's been getting the piss beat out of him the whole time. I don't think he has any more piss to be beaten out of him.
Yeah, he's just dry at this point.
He is now
there's
pissless.
nothing left.
I think the technical term is pissless.
I do want to throw a shout out really quick though. I also read the comments for the Ham and Cheese podcast. And to the people who said that this was the next JRE podcast, I love you.
Thanks, Dad.
You're the greatest. You're the best.
That made me smile.
I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
That made me smile so much. We plan to be even better than JRE.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing about JRE that we have a limb up on is now we're not being sold to the highest bidder. You know, so we don't have to worry about like somebody stepping in and telling us what to do.
We are the self-produced version.
We do what we want, and then not only that, but we're not on here just smoking blunts the whole time. So you know,
yeah, true.
That's why we're gonna give you some actual content. Yeah.
So, Cheese, what is your experience with DMT?
I'm actually taking it right now.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of retarded.
I have been tripping the entire time we've been talking, and I forgot where I am, and I don't know what we're doing.
They're turning the frogs gay.
They're putting chemicals in the water, turning the freaking frogs gay. Oh shit!
They're putting chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay.
He's straddling that man's face. Oh shit! Oh shit! And then he just
that is a power bomb, sir.
Yeah. Damn. He just lifted 2 men and then just broke them. Broke them like expensive vases.
War.
League of Legends. Why does it say?
That's who was sponsoring this.
Oh. League actually sponsored WWE?
Yeah.
That is so bizarre to me. I don't know why, but that is so bizarre.
You want me to tell you something even more bizarre?
What's that?
Pokemon Go sponsored SummerSlam one year.
Okay, that actually does not sound as bizarre. Real quick tangent. Pokemon Go, to me, to be perfectly honest, this guy's about to get fucked up. Boom, bitch. Get out the way. Oh, into the fence. Nice. But Pokemon Go to me, honestly, dude, was not a real Pokemon game. And to be honest, whenever I look at Pokemon Go, I think it's gotten better, but it just from the get-go, it just looks like Pokemon or not even it's like a money grab that had Pokemon slathered on top of it.
Well, you know what I plan to use it for? I plan to use it as a Pokemon farm for my Sword and Shield game.
Can you actually take Pokemon from Pokemon Go and put them on Sword and Shield?
you can take Pokemon from Pokemon Go and put it into your Pokebank and then move them to Sword and Shield.
Fuck, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, so now I can get like all kinds of fucking Pokemon.
Wait. Holy shit. Holy shit. Me and Earl both have fucking tons of Pokemon in Pokemon Go still. Oh, damn. What's he doing? Oh, he's just fucking them up inside the cage. Oh, shit. Oh, this is against the rules. It's against the rules, guys. He's breaking into the cage, if he can.
He's playing mind games.
What's he doing? He's going to take the key?
He said, do you see this key? It's for the lock.
Yeah, right. So
and...
Oh, no.
What's he going to do with it? Into the crowd.
And that guy's like, what the fuck, dude? You can't do that.
Did you hear him? He said, I got him, boys.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Damn.
Chairs.
Just going to pull out these conveniently placed chairs.
I mean, he's got a lot of chairs. I see trash cans under there. I'm just thinking it might be time for Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know.
Oh, and hey, just what a coincidence. They have our symbol all over them. How crazy is that?
There actually is a reason for that in this match.
Oh.
They done a little promo on the show before this, where they showed off these chairs with the symbol on it and said these was what they was going to use to beat the piss out of these guys with them. So it was nice. They actually gave a storyline reason as to why they had them.
Nice.
It was just Undisputed Era being cocky, being like, we're going to put our symbol on a chair and beat the crap out of you with it.
Right. When did chairs first become a weapon in wrestling?
It was originally accidental.
I figured as much.
It was back. I want to say back in the 60s or 70s. I mean, though it was probably done before then, but this is the first time like we have recorded. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody at ringside picked up a wooden chair and hit a fan with it because they were trying to climb the barricade.
Oh shit.
And then from that point on, they were like, "Whoa, what if we started using this as like a weapon in matches?" Like,
I kind of imagined it as like they were having a match, and at some point, like somebody in the crowd just he got fucked up. But like somebody in the crowd got like really fired up, so they took their own chair that they were sitting in and they just threw it into the ring, and then one of the guys wrestling was just like, an opportunity. And took it and just like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this other guy with this chair. And then thenceforth, everyone was like, I like that idea. You know?
Actually, there's a moment that I'm going to show you at some point on the podcast. It's called the Terry Funk chair moment in ECW, which was another company, ECW. They were called Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Gotcha. Ooh, shit.
And Terry in ECW, they were known for like asking for weapons from the crowd, right?
Oh, wow.
So like, yeah, and Terry Funk was in the ring. He was a wrestler. He was in the ring, and he yelled to the crowd, "Throw me a chair," right?
Oh shit, yeah.
And then about 100 people in the arena decided that they were going to be the one to do it.
Right.
So all these chairs start flying into the ring, and one of them bashes Terry Funk in the head, and you see him just like crumple underneath this big pile of chairs.
Oh my god. That's freaking hilarious. Too many chairs, guys.
They were literally coming over the intercom like, stop throwing chairs in the ring.
He got the key back. Oh.
But he doesn't have the key to the other lock. Drama, suspense.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. I like how the other guy's just like, what the fuck, man? Come on, dude. You're strong enough. Break the chain. Break the chains that bind us. You wonder if you kick the door hard enough, you'd probably break that chain. Or the lock.
Maybe.
What do you think would break first, the lock or the chain? Probably the lock, right? Maybe.
I think that maybe the chain would give enough for you to squeeze through.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think if you just bared your weight against it hard enough, you could probably get it to pop open.
That man might actually be able to just fit between the bars himself.
Yeah, for real. Like if he sucked in a little bit.
To be honest.
Oh, going up to the high rent district, boys.
Shit. Oh, shit.
What are the...
They didn't,
both sides. Okay.
They didn't put a top on it. They didn't put a top. They're going to come out the top. Oh.
Adam Cole's just over there talking shit.
Just talking shit. What are you going to do about it?
Come on, get out of the cage, bud.
You know how much of a dumbass you're being right now? This is what happens to the bad guy before he gets fucking annihilated.
Did you hear the whole crowd chant with him?
Yeah.
He you know what he was chanting, don't you? He was literally chanting his own name. He said, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Oh,
there it is. Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yep, that's the United Kingdom champion at that point.
Oh, gotcha. He's British?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He used to be part of this team called Mustache Mountain.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Damn. Oh, fuck.
Kendo stick right to the fingers.
Yeah, for real. Ooh. Ooh. Hands crushed. Oh. Boom. Dang. Oh. More sticks? No. Oh.
Oh, Ricochet's up.
Ricochet is up, and damn. That was nice. Oh, here comes the trash can. Here comes the trash can.
You know,
taking out the trash.
This is a comedy trope for me, though, in wrestling.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do they keep finding these trash cans that look like this?
Not only that, but why do they keep multiple trash cans just under the ring? You know? And why are they different from all the other trash cans that are probably there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where do you keep finding these metal trash cans?
Right. And also, like, maybe they just take all the dents out of the trash cans in the other games and they just, put them back up.
Well, see, like that, I understand the real life reason why you would have tables under the ring, because you have announce tables on the side of the ring, and if one of those broke, you would need a replacement.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
But I still don't understand the trash can.
No. And then not only that, but like you just don't see metal trash cans like that anymore.
No.
Like they're all plastic.
Now, like if he put him through like one of those green plastic trash cans, I could get with that. Or
like one of those giant like the roadside trash cans, like the garbage truck pickup trash cans.
The dumpsters?
Yeah. Well, not the full on dumpsters, but like the just big old like the
Oh, the ones that roll?
Yeah. They just have those. They just pick those things up. I mean, that you toss that at someone's head, that motherfucker's going down.
Now, they have used big dumpsters before, like the big, huge dumpsters.
Really? God.
Yeah. There's actually a professional wrestling match where your goal is to dump your opponent in one of those.
That's great. Oh, that was a good catch. Here we go. Here comes the beating.
Oh, Pete Dunne has a chain.
Oh, what are they doing? They're all trying to stick together. Ooh, here it comes. Here it comes. Boom.
Friends who stick together get beat down together.
Yeah, for real. Get the shit beat out of them together. Yeah, that chain is badass, too. Get over there.
Dude, I bet landing on that diamond plate sheet probably sucks.
Yeah, it's probably not the best. Oh, and having your fingers broken.
He's bending his finger. Ah.
Ooh. Oh, fuck. Damn. Damn. He just shattered that man's fucking arm. Jesus Christ.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think Bobby Fish just took a kendo stick to the balls.
Oh, he almost got that trash can in, but
No. His finger.
not my finger. Ah,
Dude, that always made me so nervous seeing somebody's finger get wrenched backwards like that.
God.
Ugh.
What if it just pop?
Yeah, for real, dude.
Oh.
He also does this really fun, cute little thing where he'll grab like their index finger and then their pinky finger and rip 2 different ways at one time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, just rip somebody's hand in half. That makes me feel great.
Yeah, for real. Oh, jeez.
I mean, it
Foot
already
right to the mouth.
It already sucks enough when you split the little webbing between your pointer finger and your thumb. Like, getting a cut there is literal hell. Oh, he's in the trash can. He's in the trash can. Taking out the trash.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
Boom! Damn! Damn. That's a dent and a half. It's a fucking dent and a half, dude. I'm convinced.
He just used his friend as a weapon.
Right. I'm convinced, though, they have a team that goes back and they take... Oh, shit. They have a team that goes back and they take all of the trash cans and they pop all the dents back out and reuse
just
them.
Pop the dents back out.
Yeah, it's just like a specialized team of... they're called the D-denters.
There actually is a department in the WWE called the Magic Department.
Magic Department.
Yep, they're the ones that come up with all the crazy, say the writing team is like, oh my gosh, we need this dude to go through the ring, right? Like break through the ring.
Right.
It's the Magic Department's job to figure out how to make that happen and make it look good.
Right. I gotcha.
So.
Like, kind of like a...
They also do stuff like they make the cages and stuff. So, like, the cage around the ring, that was made by the Magic Department.
Right. So they're putting it all together, basically. Like the scene and everything. Oh, shit. Double team.
But I've seen interviews from wrestlers who used to work in WWE, and they said that the Magic Department does all kinds of other stuff, too. So, like, if you go to them and you're like, hey, I need my name embroidered on my jacket, they're like, yeah, and they'll do it in, like, 5 minutes.
Damn. They just have everything on staff at all times.
Yeah, pretty much. I know that they have like a full makeup department. They have like welders. They have seamstresses and stuff all there all day. So like if you need anything done, you just go and find somebody to do it.
Mm-hmm. And make the magic happen.
That's pretty cool though.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's probably really nice for the wrestlers too, because then like if you need something done, you don't have to wait months. You just
right. You just go to the magic department. Oh shit! Just throwing fucking punches. Damn.
Oh!
Damn. Full scorpion. You ever heard of r/full scorpion? God. Well, first of all, do you know what it means to go full scorpion?
No.
It's just the unfortunate time when you see someone like do a fucking like a flip or something, and then they land like basically on either like their head or their neck,
Okay. Yeah.
And it's just like it's just the hope is that the people that you see doing full scorpion are fine afterwards, because like you see people do shit like that, and like my first assumption is like your neck snapped, dude. Like that, Jesus Christ, like that's
neck equals done.
Yeah. You better invest in a really really comfortable wheelchair after
real.
all this. Oh, that terrifies me. It just terrifies me to God. Oh, gee. Oh, he's got them all wrapped up.
He has him wrapped up, but Pete Dunne's holding onto his finger. He has his index finger.
Oh, shit. I got your finger.
I actually was watching a match with Pete Dunne one time where he had a dude's finger like that.
Yeah.
And the finger broke.
Oh,
and
my
the guy
God.
looks at the guy looked at the camera and just like popped his broken finger back into place.
Oh, my God. Like, I don't feel pain. Pain is but an enigma. It is only something in your mind.
They're trying to keep the good guys out of that ring because Pete Dunne's being double teamed.
Gotcha. So Zoe just jumped up into my chair with me. She's been sitting right at the bottom of the chair this whole time, just waiting for me to pay attention to her.
Ricochet's answer to that problem was just to jump over everybody.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to clear all you.
You know, as
others.
you do. Oh, Jesus. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
Did you see his mouth guard come out of his mouth?
Yeah, and I saw it land there on the on the stage.
His head went so close to those ropes.
God.
Like, if he would have been like another 2 inches down, he would have just necked himself.
Yeah. I like how at this point they're like barely functioning. Like they're just like stumbling around the whole time because they've been knocking each other's brains out. I imagine this has got to be exhausting as fuck.
Oh yeah, dude.
These guys have to have crazy endurance to just be out here doing this the whole time. Not only that, but if it was me,
it's even more crazy when you realize that they do it 360 days a year.
Right. Jesus. That's fucking nuts. And then on top of that, dude, like, I mean, if it was me, like I was saying, I would just, every night, I just get back, I just pass out.
What's Ricochet?
Shit. Whoa! Fuck! Fuck. Didn't need that neck. He didn't need it. Shit.
So basically, Ricochet just like jumped and did. It's called a hurricanrana. Whenever you jump and you set the bend of your knees over your opponent's shoulder,
right.
Wrap your legs around their head, and then come down
and twist at the same time too, because he was twisting.
Yeah.
God. He just fucking threw him down in between his legs from his head.
Now we got another table.
Setting it up all nice. Oh, and buddy, you're going to go through this table. Oh, he didn't
After
go
I
through
bash your head on it.
Gotcha. Oh, the table gave.
Yeah, the leg gave out on it.
Yeah.
I don't think that Hansen cares.
No. It's still it's still a table.
Oh, nope. He said, I'm just going to knock you off of it and fix it.
Yep. He's like, yeah, actually, I needed that leg.
The commentator said even the hardwares gave out. It's so tired.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he was like, guys,
Jesus.
Can we get somebody from the magic department out here? Fix the table. I got to beat the shit out of this guy.
You just see a team of guys run out. Right.
Leg
on it,
like a pit crew. All right.
Just through the table.
Jeez. All right, Zoe. Come on. Oh shit.
He said, I'm just going to take a nap right here.
Yeah. See you guys.
And asleep.
Yep.
It looked like his head might have hit that pole in the back.
Rockabye baby on the treetop.
Somebody in the crowd said, put him through the table.
Through the table.
Do it. Do it.
I want to see man go through table. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. 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 Shit.
Oh.
Oh, the reverse. Oh, the reverse.
Kicked him right in the arse.
Oh. Oh, getting the daylights knocked out of him. Fuck. Boom.
Dude, if you wanted to get your feet untangled in that position, you'd have to have some crazy ab strength.
Yeah, right.
Like, your lower abs would have to be made of, like, titanium.
Right. Basically just be the Terminator.
Adam Cole's just like, nah, cool, I'm just hanging around, don't mind me. Just fucking chilling.
Just hanging. Just hanging out, guys. You guys are all upside down.
Oh, God.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Boom! Crushed.
Could you imagine that big of a
Fucking
man landing on you from that far away?
I didn't need those ribs.
You know, I was done breathing. I didn't need to do that no more.
You can put those back together, right? Oh, wait, you can't? Oh, crap.
I love how Adam Cole in the background just, like, finally got his legs free and just, like, slumps over.
God. Down for the count. They're both down.
Adam Cole's finally crawling away. He's like, oh, God, all the blood went to my head.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. This was a bad idea. Oh, wow.
That referee's like, we need one of those trash cans right now.
Right. Time to clean up the fight. Get out the giant broom. Sweep them all
Call the
off.
magic department.
Yeah, right.
They come out and they're sweeping, but you still hear the meep, 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 the pit crew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's climbing now. Oh, I told you we should have put a top on the cage. Oh,
Ricochet went up there to meet him.
Oh, they're back.
He said, no.
It's right back at the start. But, oh God, they're going to fight on top of the rink? Are they madmen? They are madmen! This crazy son of a bitch. Both of them.
I just don't trust Ricochet being up that high, considering he likes to jump off things.
Yeah, his name is Ricochet. Oh, there's more climbing. Oh.
You know who Ricochet reminds me of? Miles Morales. Spider-Man?
Spider-Man? Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Is that the newer one?
No, that was the Spider-Man that took over after Peter Parker.
Oh. Yeah?
He was Peter Parker's protege.
Oh, is that from the comics?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I ever. I don't think
Miles
I ever read
Morales
one.
was really cool. He wore a red and black suit instead of the red and blue.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I've seen that Spider-Man.
And I don't know. Ricochet just reminds me of him though.
Yeah, I could see it.
He did wear a Nightwing outfit one time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nightwing. Oh.
That was Robin after he left Batman.
Oh, what's this? It's the 5-man.
They call this the Tower of Doom.
The Tower of Doom. Oh God. Whoa. Boom. And they're all dead.
The crowd is chanting, "Holy shit! Holy shit!
Holy shit!" God.
Oh, they're chanting Ricochet, Ricochet, because they know his ass is about to jump.
Oh yeah, right. Because
he didn't go down in the Tower of Doom.
No, he's still up top. What are they gonna do? They should put all the bad guys in a pile and let Ricochet just plummet into them.
The camera just realized Ricochet was still up there.
Yeah. What if he just stayed up there the rest of the match?
No, I'm good. Just get the camera off of me. I'm chilling.
He just goes up there. He just lays back. He's just like, all right, guys.
Oh, God.
I'm done.
He's turning his back. Is he going to do a backflip? Whoa!
Oh, God. Jeez. Reckless. Reckless, Ricochet. Reckless.
That was 2 backflips.
That was 2 backflips.
Yeah, watch.
One,
1,
two.
2.
Damn. Fuck. Damn. That is nuts. 1, 2. Wow. Boom!
Did you know he's married to an acrobat?
Their children have to be like superhumans.
His children really are going to be Spider-Man.
Right, exactly. You're gonna see some kids like in the city just like doing parkour, but instead of like regular parkour, they're literally like jumping off of walls and like they're like what's it called, like wall running, like fucking Naruto, you know? and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's just Ricochet's kids.
Another little fun fact that ties us back to this group: 2 of the people in this match have Twitch accounts, and they stream on there.
2 of the wrestlers?
Yep, Adam Cole, the dude with the long hair on that team, on the bad guy team,
right,
and Ricochet. Yep.
Wow.
Adam Cole predominantly plays League of Legends, and Ricochet predominantly plays Call of Duty.
Wow. I could see that. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Time for the B rating. Fuck you. Fuck you too. I'm going to fuck you up. No, I'm going to fuck you up first.
They're going to meet in the middle.
Shit. Oh. Boom. Get the fuck beat out of you. Fucking beat the shit out of him.
Pete Dunne is just swinging for the damn fences, dude.
Fucking just, yeah, I know. He's just like, fists a flying. It's not about accuracy. It's about fucking determination and will.
I love Pete Dunne's approach to fist fighting is, I'm just going to hit you so many times that you can't hit me back.
Right. He's actually just Ash. The best defense is a great offense.
Oh, dude, have you been watching any Pokemon Journeys?
No.
It is amazing.
Pokemon Journey.
It's a Netflix exclusive.
No, I haven't. What is it?
It is amazing, bro. It is a retelling of Ash's story, and it starts in Pallet Town.
Oh, okay.
But he visits every single area. Like, they go to every region.
Oh. Wow. Oh, that's...
And he has a new partner, like a new rival.
Oh. Huh.
His name is Go, spelled Goh. But this part is kind of cool. And it doesn't have any tie-in to Pokemon Go at all, other than his name.
I figured, yeah.
But the character of Go is supposed to be like this super uber smart Pokemon kid, but he can't battle worth a crap.
Right. Oh yeah.
So he loves studying Pokemon and collecting Pokemon, but Ash loves battling Pokemon.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
And they're more like teammates than rivals because they go on adventures together and stuff.
Okay.
But it's really, really good. If you enjoyed the first season of Pokemon, you would like Journeys.
Isn't it the one that like Ash is like completely, he's like animated completely differently, isn't he?
Yeah. It's the whole animation style is more like anime and less like cartoon.
Gotcha.
And there you go. The good guy team won.
Nice. Damn. Fuck. Destroyed. And now they're all going to take a snooze.
And as you see in the corner down there, the next episode of War Games comes out on December 6th.
Oh.
That's the next pay-per-view, yeah.
Oh, tomorrow. Cool. Oh, so this was the last one, I guess?
This is the one from 2018, yeah.
2018.
There was one in 2019, too.
Gotcha, okay. Oh my gosh. That was intense.
Yeah.
What if
What'd you think about
it? Yeah, I mean that was crazy. I like the aspect of them slowly coming in and one by one, and then the little twist at the end, not at the end, but for the last guy.
Yeah.
That's some straight up beef too. They're
It
beefing.
was pretty cool, man. I love the War Games match.
I like that, dude. That's awesome. I saw another one. There's a thumbnail for. I see one with chicks in it.
Let's see. Let me actually skip this to the end. Yeah, there was a female War Games match at one point as well.
Oh, gotcha.
I think there's another one this year too.
Oh, okay. Neat.
But yeah, man, I wanted you to check out War Games. It's it only comes around about once a year. They do one War Games match a year, but it's always a good time, you know.
Well, dude, I'll have to start going back and watching them. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, wrestling really isn't going on as much right now. I mean, hopefully, gets back into it soon. But if any time's a good time to go back and check out old matches, probably be right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And for those of you that watched along with us, I hope you really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Once again, we'll put we'll have the link in the description. So if you missed out and you want to go back and watch this whole thing with us, then we'll have the link, and you just hit start when Ham says start.
But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I like this format. I like it a lot. We're gonna have to keep up with this, and then I think in the future, what I like to do is we'll continue on with we'll do, a little bit of music recommendation, a little bit of WWE wrestling, just watch-alongs, and then eventually we can even just watch along to anything else that we want. And then delve from there. I mean, maybe even some episodes just completely turn away from that and do something else completely differently. But I do like these. I don't know. I like the themes that we pull back in. So between music and wrestling, I think we got some good stuff going.
Oh, for sure. And of course, eventually we're going to branch out into Pokemon and video game stuff. Video games is what really brought us together to begin with. But
yes.
The reason why we haven't been focusing on video games in the beginning is because we both know that we like video games and we want to share other stuff that we like.
Exactly. Exactly. It makes for a lot better content instead of just talking about or hyping each other up about the same video games that we already have played millions of times, Yeah, I like this a lot. I like the discussion and definitely if anything, it's a cool approach to for someone that maybe wants to watch this and see your reaction or my reaction or have their own reaction, and see how it matches mine or yours or whatever. I like that. It makes it more real.
Yeah. One thing I would like too, man, if you guys liked this, if you like the watch along thing, send in the comment section of this podcast, link other videos you would like us to look at, and then we could maybe watch along with those in another episode.
Yes.
And give you our reaction to that. It doesn't have to be music or wrestling. It can be pretty much anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're totally down to check out just about anything. And then I know I personally have plenty of videos that would be fun to analyze, pick apart, just laugh over,
We just we love sharing content with you guys here on the Ham and Cheese Experience.
Sharing, creating, consuming. It's all about the content, baby.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, what'd you say? Wait.
The Ham and Cheese Experience.
The Ham and Cheese Experience. Oh my God. I didn't catch that. The Ham and Cheese Experience.
What's up, freak bitches? Oh, man. I love you guys. All of y'all.
We'll get Elon Musk on here next.
Oh, dude, that'd be great. I want to talk to him about Neuralink.
Oh, my God.
Actually, no. You know what I want to talk about more than Neuralink?
Let
me see if I can find a link to it real quick. Starlink, I think, is what it's called.
I'll just ask if I can just give myself up as his personal like mind slave, so that he doesn't have to try to enslave the rest of humanity. Like, maybe I can sacrifice myself to save humanity.
Starlink, high-speed internet across the globe. His goal is to put satellites at 1,000 kilometers as opposed to 550 kilometers up.
Right.
And he's wanting to make a low-frequency broadband internet that can be picked up anywhere in the world.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, I know that this sounds crazy, but for people like me who have to pay $50 a month for 6 megabytes per second, this could actually be a huge upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that it would be. I hope that he could do something like that to actually help. I just have very little faith in Elon Musk. But that's also because I'm just like, I don't know, like a massive pessimist when it comes to people like Elon Musk.
I mean, I get it.
I can only hope that this stuff does take off. I'll say this.
He made SpaceX work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot with SpaceX. And
Tesla.
I've installed satellite stuff before, and I just don't. I mean, maybe he has something new that I don't know about.
Actually, you would be the perfect guy to talk to this about, because what would be the difference between satellite internet and low frequency broadband?
And by low frequency broadband, do you mean like just coming over like telephone lines?
Well, on his website for Starlink, I'll read exactly what it says. That way, I don't, put words in his mouth or whatever.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It says high-speed internet across the globe with performance that far surpasses that of the traditional satellite internet and a global network unbounded by ground infrastructure limitations. Starlink will deliver high-speed broadband internet to locations where access has been unreliable, expensive, or possibly completely unavailable. Starlink is targeting service in northern U.S. and Canada in 2020, and we will rapidly expand to near global coverage by the end of 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a total dum dum, so I sometimes I don't think I probably don't know as much as I think I do.
Whoa!
But whoa, I'm just mulling over myself right now. But I guess the only things that I'm curious about, at least. So he says he's gonna fly them a lot lower than traditional satellites. Wait, higher?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was he saying?
No, lower. You're right. Regular satellites fly at 1,000 kilometers, and his are going to be at 550 kilometers.
550. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, and here's really the couple problems, I don't know, that I see, like, so with satellites today, like with like you think like Dish, like the main thing is they have those satellites up there in those positions because that's usually where the atmosphere is very thin. Gravity is not playing on the satellites as much as if they were closer to the ground.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, they can shoot them up there and have them, basically, move at a certain pace that they need them to without worrying about, well, once again, with the, atmosphere being thin, they don't have to worry about much friction and, they keep them in the same spot. And the thing about satellites that's tricky is, there's a couple different types of satellites, or really two types of satellites with how they work, which is basically you have got like a I don't know what you would really call it, but like a satellite that's not synchronized with the Earth's rotation.
Yeah.
It's like a free moving satellite. That's basically just something that just goes like the International Space Station. You know, it moves across the sky because it's not going at the same exact rotational speed as Earth. You know, it's going at a certain speed, but you know, it's rotating around Earth and the faster than something on the planet is. But the key thing to the satellites that like Dish and DirecTV use is they're what's called a geocentric. I'm pretty sure, or not geocentric, but geosynchronized or something. In a nutshell, they rotate with the Earth. Like they are going at the same speed relative to, our location on Earth, so that they stay in the same spot in the sky consistently.
Yeah.
And that's how we get it to work. You know, that's how you can stick a satellite out on a roof and angle it somewhere, and it'll stay at that same position. Now, here's where it gets kind of iffy. Each one of those satellites, every now and again, they have to replace them. And they can repair them to a certain degree, but the satellites themselves also have, like, fuel. They have certain amounts of stuff that's on the satellite that's actually finite. Like, it can only stay up there for so long. With the fuel, part of the thing is, like, they have thrusters on the satellites. And, like, every now and again, you have a guy that literally, like, operates the satellites, and they have to make sure that they're locked in place. And if they start to deviate ever so slightly, I mean, even, inches, they can't be off at all. They have to be right on target. So if they move a little bit, they have thrusters that, I don't know if they're probably automated. I don't know if there's actually a guy that mans them, but they definitely have a team that looks after all that, and they have to make sure that those thrusters fire the exact same at the exact time to make sure that it stays on course and everything. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna actually read you some of this, and I just want to get kind of your thoughts on it.
Okay.
It says Starlink is on the leading edge of on-orbit degree mitigation, meeting or exceeding all regulatory and industry standards. At the end of their life, the satellite will utilize their onboard propulsion system to deorbit themselves over the course of a couple of months. In an unlikely event that the propulsion system will become inoperable, the satellites will fall and burn into the Earth's atmosphere within 1 to 5 years, significantly less than the hundreds or even thousands of years required for some satellites at higher altitude.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I haven't ever heard of that.
I'm just reading what his website says.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hang on a second. Satellites.
I'm hanging on.
Fall from sky? I don't know. Let's see.
But there is one more little blurb that I think is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is the power propulsion system. Starlink satellites are equipped with efficient ion thrusters powered by krypton that enable the satellites to orbit raise, maneuver in space, or deorbit at the end of their useful life cycle. Starlink will be the first krypton-propelled spacecraft ever flown. What?
Yeah, now this is where it starts to become kind of like sci-fi to me, because it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if you look up like where satellites go when they die, there is a NASA page that has an explanation, and it just says when they shut off a satellite, it says let's see, there's a sorry, I'm like just tripping over my words. There is a part of the South Pacific Ocean that is designated as a spacecraft cemetery.
Okay.
And I guess that's just where, like, when they're ready to take one out of the sky, they just aim for that. And they're like, there's no one living anywhere around it. So they just shoot it into the ocean, and then that's it.
I mean, new home for fish, I suppose.
It says getting rid of smaller satellites in low orbit is simple. The heat from the friction of the air burns up the satellite as it falls towards the Earth at thousands of miles per hour. Ta-da, no more satellite. What about bigger things, like space stations and low spacecraft in orbit, or larger spacecraft in low orbit, sorry. These objects might not entirely burn up before reaching the ground. There is a solution. Spacecraft operators can plan for a final destination of their old satellites to make sure that any debris falls into a remote area. This place even has a nickname, the Spacecraft Cemetery. It is in the Pacific Ocean, pretty much the farthest place from any human civilization.
Currently within the Spacecraft Cemetery, also known as Point Nemo, is the Soviet-era MIR space station, 6 Japanese HTV cargo craft, 6 Russian Salyut space stations, over 140 Russian resupply craft,
wow,
and 5 of the ESA's automated transfer vehicles.
So if anybody wants to go make a buck or two salvaging
money.
metals and stuff, there you go.
I don't even know if you would have to salvage the metal. I'm pretty sure you could just retrieve it and sell it as it is, and people would pay a lot of money for it.
Maybe. You're probably right. You just got to watch out, though. You got to be like, okay, I just got to make sure that no more space junk is falling right now. On me.
You're down there trying to get a fucking satellite out and it just kaboom.
Well, you look up and there's another satellite just falling towards you. Oh, okay.
Have you seen that thing that where it's like disused rockets and abandoned satellites have been orbiting the Earth and it's starting to create a ring around us?
Yes, I've seen that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I guess that's what happens to some satellites is like, I guess they just don't do anything. It says, here's another blurb. It says, for one thing, there are thousands of satellites and good-sized pieces of old satellites that just hang around in orbit. These bits of space junk can be hazardous to other working satellites and other spacecrafts traveling in it or through Earth's orbit. In early days of space exploration, we wouldn't worry so much about what would happen to the stuff we launch into orbit. These days, there is so much junk that we are worried one tiny collision could trigger a big chain reaction. This possibility is called the Kessler effect. God,
this is what the ring around Earth would, like an artist rendition of what it looks like with all the dead satellites. I just sent it to you.
So this is how the rings on Saturn were formed.
I mean, possibly, maybe. It's basically the same idea because asteroids are basically just naturally forming satellites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're very true. That's nuts, dude. I mean, you would think that, there's really no good way to get all that stuff out of the sky, is there?
There was actually a team, I want to say they were in Sweden, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was either Sweden or Switzerland, one of the two.
Yeah.
And they were working on it was a spacecraft, right?
Mm.
And its job is that it can go up in space and return from space, kind of like the old American spacecrafts that were like part plane.
Right. Yeah.
And its job would be to go up into space, lock on to these satellites, and then drag them back to Earth.
Right. That'd be cool.
So,
it just, that would take so much to do for how many satellites there are. That's like, you hear about, there's that one part in the ocean, I think it's in the Pacific I think it's the Atlantic, where, all the tides come together and, there's just a massive floating mass of plastic.
Yeah.
That just sits there. And, my thought was always like, you got like fishermen that have fishing nets. Mm-hmm. You know, why has no one just forked up some cash, like just fork up a good deal of cash or put a whole bunch of cash together between a whole bunch of people, pay these fishermen and say, hey, listen, we're going to pay you as much, we're going to pay you more than you would get paid to go out and catch a whole shit ton of crabs or something, with your nets. Instead, you're going to catch trash. And just tell them, take their nets, go out there to that spot and just sit there and what's
drag
it called?
Trash.
Yeah, drag trash. Or what? Yeah, they call it trolling.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Same thing they do when they skim for crabs.
Yeah, but trash. And just do that. And I mean, I know that doesn't fix the problem outright, but it's like, dude, you got to start somewhere, And I see so many videos. I saw a video the other day. It's like a video of just a guy boating into the island of trash, and it's like, okay, that's great. You got out, you took some pictures of the trash, you showed everybody in the world the trash. Like, but did you do anything? Yeah, you had a boat. You could have just sat there and picked some trash out of the water and then taken it back, thrown it in the garbage.
Then it would have just ended up right back in the trash or in the ocean.
Well, the hope is not, but it's like you got to do something though.
Honestly, man, I know that look, I get it. 100% I do that the ozone layer is important. Mm-hmm. And I understand that atmosphere is important and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is significant proof that this plastic is harming the ocean a lot.
Yes. Right? Yes.
And I know that smoke and smog harms the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But hear me out. I'm sure that it is a lot easier to figure out a filter to filter this smog so that it doesn't hurt the atmosphere so that we could burn all of this shit.
Yes.
As opposed to putting it in the ocean.
Well, and I've thought about that, dude. If you think about plastics, there's a shit ton of different plastics, and they all have different ways that they work. Now, here's an interesting thought. Here's something that I've actually thought about a lot, and here's something that, man, I wish that if I had more time, I would totally just make this an endeavor. But certain types of plastics you can melt down and reuse. What am I trying to say? Not commercially, but by yourself, personally, So what is it? Man, they have certain names. They all have certain names, but think about soda bottle caps. Mm-hmm. That hard plastic. Or even milk jug bottle or plastic. Certain plastics, they can be melted down very easily, even within the comforts of your own home. Provided you probably open a window. You don't want to, release it all into your room.
Or just have a fireplace so it escapes out the chimney.
Yeah. But either way, they're fairly easy to melt down, and they don't release tons of noxious gases into the environment, and you can actually reuse a great deal of plastics, yourself if you wanted to. Now, here would be something even cooler. What if you just had a machine you just dump your old plastics into that you can recycle, and you just have to know what to put in there, and it melts them down into filaments.
And then you can use those to make other plastic materials.
To make 3D prints.
Or even go as far as if you collect say 12 milk jugs and you throw it into this thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it melts them all down, and then you got more filament, you could literally just hit a thing and be like, make me a bowl. And it would just print you a new bowl.
or even cooler, and this would be for the the moderate consumer or the very active consumer, someone that's buying a whole bunch of shit. Make it to where they can melt down their own plastics, and then take those plastics, go to a exchange, sell them off for a couple bucks.
Mhm.
and then they go right back into the industry.
Workforce to be melted into something else.
Exactly.
And the thing is it's not like it's going to lose its plasticity over time. It's just plastic. You can melt that stuff down and reuse it millions of times. It's just going to be plastic.
Well, yeah, and that is the one hard part though with some plastics is they do have to be melted down different ways, or else they can burn, they can they can denaturalize, like they can basically the chemicals can come apart, if it is done wrong. But the important thing is like certain plastics when they're cooked, they do release toxic chemicals. But the point being is, yes, there should be a way, a big what they usually do when they have stuff like this is they do what's called, I think it's called subjugation.
Mhm.
I can't remember exactly, but you I'm probably totally I'm totally just like talking out my ass, but no, I think you basically, the fumes melt off of the plastic, or they go, into the air, but then they condense onto some sort of, colder surface or some substrate or something, and then are made back into a liquid form that's mixed back into the final product, basically, so that the actual gases don't escape into the air where they're not supposed to be.
Now, there is a third option to all this.
Mm-hmm.
And it is one that Mother Nature is taking care of herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she is using a very worthy tool that both me and you find interesting, and that is fungus.
Mm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but Aspergillus tuberculosis.
No, I haven't.
It is a fungus. It's a mushroom. I'll send you a picture of it because, you like looking at mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fungus that is growing in Pakistan, and they just started finding it. It's new.
Mm.
It's a cousin to another type of fungus that grows in Pakistan. But they started finding this fungus growing in trash heaps.
Oh.
Because it eats plastic and polyester. That's what it consumes to grow.
Wow.
It breaks it down and eats it.
So it's basically found a new food source.
Mm-hmm.
See, you know what's funny? When we first started talking about this, I had another point that I was going to make, and that was it exactly, except not the mushroom itself, but just consider this. We are creating, basically, inevitably at this point, a potential food source.
Mm-hmm.
If this continues on and mushrooms like this continue to evolve, which they do because they're fungus and they're always looking for
the next most reliable resource of food.
Yeah, something that they can take advantage of, because why not? It's there. What we are going to end up doing is creating a species or multiple species perhaps of fungus, maybe even bacteria, that evolved to be able to break down polymers like that. And what's going to end up happening is we're not going to be able to use plastics anymore. If it comes down to the fact that, like, you have a plastic bag, you put some food in it, oh no, that plastic bag has a plastic-eating fungus on it, and, it's going to rip right through it.
This type in particularly, they said that they've been watching it.
Right.
And they took some of them into a lab to, study them. And it ate a completely, they basically grew the spores with around a synthetic leather jacket that was made out of polyester.
Right.
And it ate the whole jacket in a week. It was gone. The jacket was gone.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool, I think, honestly.
It is cool. It's cool to think that eventually nature, of course, like it always does, heals itself. And it does so because there's no such thing as, there's got to be balance. There's no such thing as imbalance in nature, because once the balance tips, inevitably stuff happens and something else steps up to balance.
Bring it back to balance. Yeah.
Exactly.
It says here that this type of fungus secretes an enzyme that it runs down its mycelia and sticks its mycelia in between the filaments of the plastic to break it apart at a chemical level, and then uses those chemicals to grow.
I completely, I do not doubt that. I do not doubt that whatsoever, because that's just how fungus works. That's why I'm so interested in fungus too.
But that's crazy to think about, that it found a way to eat it because it knew that it couldn't eat it in its complete form. So
Right.
It's breaking it into two different chemical compounds that it can consume.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's found a loophole. It's said like, okay, well, I can't do that, but I can do this one thing, and then now I can do it. And that's all it needs.
They said that the only thing that was left was buttons and the zipper.
Well, at least
That's
at least buttons and zippers are safe. So,
but they'll rust over time.
So, dude, to be honest, dude, like one other thing about fungus that's always fascinated me, especially lately, is just if you think about it, man. If you really think about it, at the end of the day, everything becomes fungus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fungus is what drives, almost all processes that we see. I mean, like, we have plants, we have animals, we do a lot of stuff, that's for sure. Everything that dies, though, eventually is consumed and digested by mushrooms. Plants themselves are grown, around mushrooms, have mushrooms that grow on them. Fungus infects different things. But eventually, what's crazy is fungus, the reason that it's so bizarre and the reason that it's so, there's so many types is because each individual species has a niche.
Yeah, it does something different than everyone else.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly believe that, like, every single mushroom that you see is doing something differently than the other mushrooms. Like, and that's the reason that we have so many. You have one mushroom that breaks down a certain part of one tree, and you have another mushroom that grows alongside it, and they have a kind of a relationship because maybe this one mushroom can't break down this one part of the tree, but it can break down stuff around it for another mushroom to get to, and then that mushroom can finish the job and break down another part of the tree,
Well, you know how you just said basically like eventually there will be fungus and bacteria that can eat plastic?
Right. Yeah.
Well, we talked about a fungus that can, and I just found a bacteria that can.
Really?
Yeah. Its name is Ideonella sacchariniensis 201F6. And it is capable of breaking down soda bottles, among other things that are made of the same plastic.
Oh, my God.
And this just kind of got me thinking, though.
Mm-hmm.
What if the reason... Because, like, fungus is intelligent in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been scientific studies about them basically communicating with each other through their mycelia and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And I know that they have a symbiosis with plants and trees where they, like, help feed off of each other, right?
Right, yeah.
But if you think about it, they're kind of in a symbiosis with us as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we eat the top of their bloom. And whether it be for medical purpose, experimental purpose, or food, like portobello mushrooms,
yeah,
we eat the top of their bloom. And then the mycelia get our trash, like styrofoam and plastic and stuff, and they eat it. It's weird.
You're thinking there's some sort of trade-off going on there.
Well, there kind of is, because like if they keep expanding to eat the waste of plastic and stuff, then it really is a symbiosis, because we're feeding them, and then they in turn feed us by continuing to grow.
The crazy thing about mushrooms, though, and also to put it into perspective, like the main thing that separates us so much from mushrooms, of course, is just the fact that it's just because our brains are just crazy weird. We just have weird brains. but just in the sense that like we do things like ask why we do the things that we do, like we question ourselves and we have like existential crises. We we have social tendencies, and we also have independent tendencies. Like, so humans are very weird just because we think a lot and we have big old weird brains. But then mushrooms are so much different because, I mean, they don't really think. They don't really think like we think. They don't have like, emotions or anything the same way, but they do think, but in a sense of like, it's almost like a group think. Like they think in
like a hive mind.
Kinda, but it's almost also like a giant in transit, just like reactionary net of stuff, So like
the internet.
Basically, it's just like the internet of mushrooms. And what it is it's just a whole bunch of different species of mushrooms and plants that are included in this, and root systems. And for instance, like it's theorized that say like in a forest, like, say a tree falls in a forest and no one is around, doesn't make a sound. Yes. No, the question really is more so whether or not it makes a sound. Do the mushrooms know that has fallen? And I think that there's probably been studies about this, and they probably know the answer. In my opinion, that's got to be a yes. And I can almost tell you why, because the mushrooms
they would feed off of it.
Well, yeah, definitely they would feed off of it, and they would also know. They would know the moment of the impact because they would be able to tell. Oh yeah, they'd be able to. There'd be vibrations in the ground. Anything that it fell on, whether it's leaves or I mean not leaves, grass or plants. They'd be able to tell distress signals from those plants if they were damaged, right, or they can't photosynthesize anymore because they're underneath the tree. They'd be able to basically hear that and then rush in. And then here's the thing: the first one to the tree is going to be the one to colonize it the fastest. So it's like,
and then that type of mushroom gets to eat it,
and that's the push. That's the drive. Well, just seriously, that's the drive for the mushrooms. Like, okay, so if I want to be the first one to get to the tree, I got to know first. So that's why they have to have a ability to, communicate, to feel out things. And I would even go as far as this. Like, if you want, well, here's a little tidbit real quick that always makes me, like, just kind of blows my mind. Like, if you dig up like a section of dirt, like you just get a clump of dirt in your hand, they say like 25-30% of that dirt is mycelium, is mushroom.
Well, there's actually something that I would like me and you both to do at some point, and it's an enclosed habitat in a jar.
Oh yeah, right.
Where you go take a sample of the earth and then you just dump it into a jar, basically.
Yeah.
And then you take some leaves and some sticks and you let it sit and it has to be an airtight jar, right? And life will continue inside of that airtight jar.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, I've been watching YouTube videos about it. A lot of times, dude, mushrooms will grow in there. Mm-hmm. Because you pick up mycelium and you drop it in there.
Yeah. And it goes, okay, well, this is new, but I'm going to try to figure this one out.
I'm going to grow me some spores and we're going to see what's up.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the thing about mushrooms, and that's the other thing about like why I think it's so important that we study them more, and then also it's so crazy to me that we have mushrooms that are now digesting plastics. The whole point being like mushrooms, and once again, like going back to like niches, like they find a niche for everything, because if one mushroom gets good at one thing, then inevitably there's going to be another niche that's going to open up because of, there's no mushroom that's good at that other thing. So another mushroom is going to pop in. There's mushrooms out there that I want to say they're called conocybes. Mm-hmm. Conocybe, I think that's what it is. I think I'm talking about this. No, never mind. I can't remember what genus they are, and maybe they're not all in the same genus, but there are a specific group of mushrooms. Like their only role is to digest pine cones. You know, like anything that falls, like the seed pods of like coniferous trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like there's just certain mushrooms like that's all they do. They can't do anything else. They can't digest other. I mean, they might be able to digest something else, but like they are specialized. They find the pine cone. They eat the pine cone. That's their job. You know.
You know, that kind of worries me a little bit though.
How so?
Because if every mushroom serves a purpose, right? And seemingly the only purpose of a portobello mushroom is to grow really big, and then we eat it. What is the secret purpose of this mushroom to make us want to eat it?
It's controlling our minds, dude. It all started with the Italians.
Well, from everything that I've read online, they said that it was growing large in the wild to get animals to eat it in order to poop it out so that it could spread.
Yeah, and then one other big thing about mushrooms as well is, they do grow in different sizes depending on differences in the area and whatnot. And then the biggest thing of the mushroom is the bigger the mushroom cap, the more spores that are produced. But I do, seriously, I kind of agree with you. I think that over time, you know, like mushrooms, you know, figured out basically at a certain point, like, okay, these animals are eating, you know, the fruiting bodies. So, you know, to beef up, you know, to make sure that even though they're eating the fruiting bodies, we still need to get all these spores out. We're just going to get bigger. Yeah. And then on top of that, I think it came down to, like the main things that eat mushrooms, you know, you have a lot of woodland creatures and stuff, and like deer and squirrels and, you know, probably
humans.
mice. And then, yeah, humans, we eat a whole lot of mushrooms. But the other thing that eats a ton of mushrooms that usually is what, you know, grabs mushrooms the quickest, is bugs. And, you know, because they, you know, as soon as a mushroom is, you know, has been out there for a minute, every bug in the area is going to, you know, be able to tell, you know, by the scent. So, you know, that's why a lot of times, especially after a good rain and you go out, you know, a little bit too late to go like hunt for mushrooms or something, you'll find a lot of bugs and stuff on a lot of them. And I guess the point being, you know, mushrooms have had to deal with bugs for a long time, a long time. And they've gotten to the point where I think certain mushrooms just get big enough to where, like, even if certain parts of them are compromised because bugs are munching on them, they still have plenty of surface area and plenty of, you know, other stuff to continue to produce spores while they're being munched on, you know.
And to tie all this mushroom talk back into Pokemon, one of mine and Cheese's favorite Pokemon is Parasect.
Yes.
And did you know that Parasect, the little crab-looking Pokemon, is not the Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, it's the mushroom.
It's the mushroom on the back of the crab.
Right. Yeah, well, as a Paras, it's infected like very early on with the mushroom. And
in the original Pokédex, it said it was an infected Krabby.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I had a card somewhere whenever I was a little kid that on the back of it said that the Paras mushroom infects a Krabby or a Kingler, and then boom.
And then it just changes it. So wait, if the Paras mushroom infects a Kingler, would it just become a Parasect immediately?
I suppose.
That would be crazy. That would be some crazy, like, if only you could see that unfold in the Pokemon universe, you know? It makes me want to be a Pokemon professor.
I wish that they would have made, like, different Paris type Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like where it's infected different types of Pokemon.
Or just more Pokemon that could start as one and then become another. Like the whole idea of I like how they did that with the early ones. You notice that more with the early ones because then you have like Slowpoke that becomes Slowbro, and the whole point is it's supposed to be a shelter that bites the Slowpoke's tail, and then of course like they say like, oh, it bites the Slowpoke's tail and the pain is what of the bite is what dumbs it like there's like a mental what I imagine is like inside of Slowpoke's mind is just like a mental like
basically a mental break.
Well, like what's it when you're watching TV? It's like snow, like snow on like snow fuzz, like fuzz on the screen or whatever. That's just like the inside of Slowpoke's brain is just like that fuzz, and then the bite to the tail is what clears that, and then they receive their psychic powers.
That's another thing too that I thought would be really cool for a long time. Talking about that feeding off of different Pokemon type thing, kind of like with Shellder and Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Is like what if, just like with a shiny Pokemon, right? Mm-hmm. What if you start out Pokemon, let's say Fire Red, and you've played it a bunch of times, and this is like your 100th playthrough or whatever, right?
Right.
And you pick Bulbasaur, and then you throw out your Bulbasaur, and the pod on its back is red with white spots instead of green. And then as it turns into an Ivysaur, that turns into a mushroom. And then whenever it's a Venusaur, it's a full-on mushroom because that is a parasect on its back. You get what I'm saying? Like
that'd be cool. Yeah, like an infected Bulbasaur. It could be a Sporosaur.
That would be cool, I thought. It's just like it'd just be neat, I think.
I think that'd be super neat.
I would love to see more stuff like that. But me and you were talking about that with like the Delta species Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. What's even crazier is like you could do something with Beedrill with all of the bug Pokemon lines because there's actually a whole species of fungus that infects bugs, namely arthropods, alone. And you probably actually know a little bit about this species of mushroom.
It's based off the Last of Us ones, right?
Well,
or Last of Us was based off it.
Yeah. It's the cordyceps fungus. Mm-hmm. Now, have you ever heard of what cordyceps fungus actually do to ants?
Basically what they do is they infect the ant, and then they go into the colony to obviously spread this infection, and they eventually go out onto it's. I want to say I read somewhere it was rain that causes them to go out, or water in general, to go out onto like tree limbs and stuff, and they literally make the ant try to look as delicious as possible so that a bird will eat it, and then that fungus spreads inside of the bird's poop in order to multiply and continue its chain going forward.
Yes, and there's a couple different species that do different things. Also, I just got the Ice Scyther picture. Looks badass.
That's my favorite Scyther ever.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
This is Ice Sizzler.
Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot too.
But yeah,
so there's other species, and they all do different things. The main thing about the cordyceps fungus and its relation back to bugs, and especially ants. A lot of people got really scared when they started learning about cordyceps, especially like Last of Us. Like, oh my God, what if they actually do take over and make us into zombies? Blah blah blah. The reason that it's so easy with bugs is because bugs' brains are very stupid. But to be a little bit nicer to the bugs, the real fact of the matter is they're very simple brains. They don't operate like our brains. They don't have all the different compartments and inner workings and all the stuff that goes on in a human brain. It's more along the lines of, I like to think of bugs as basically just they're kind of like little sets of code. Like they're just programmed to do something. They don't really deviate from that. They don't think.
Well, each one is kind of like a Wally bot. Like you set it up to do its thing, and that's what it does. So, like if it's born to be a worker bee, It's going to be a worker bee its whole life. You know what I mean? Like, that's never deviating. It's never going to change.
Right. Also, is that a ghost Charizard?
It is a Delta species Charizard that is Ghost Psychic type.
Ghost Psychic type. That's badass. I knew that was a Charizard somehow.
These are Pokemon in a fan ROM hack, by the way.
Oh. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It's one that I want me and you to play at some point, but I was trying to hold off until we got a little bit farther into the whole series of everything.
Right.
But it's called Pokemon Insurgents. And it has all the regular Pokemon, but it also has a bunch of Delta species Pokemon.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is one. I was actually researching to see if anybody had ever made a ROM hack with them in it when I found it, because whenever I had that idea, I was like, hot dang, that would be cool. So,
wow, yeah,
I wanted to see
cool.
if anybody had done it.
That's nice. I like that.
But speaking of which,
well, so,
what was it?
Well, I was just going to wrap up what I was saying real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get back to.
Well, I have actually witnessed the cordyceps fungus in real life multiple times, because I'm on the job a lot, and so when you're on the job, I'm outside, in the woods around people's houses in the sticks, as I am, all the time. But then equally so, I'm also in a lot of like little utility huts and like the sides of people's houses where they have like their utilities come together. And I guess the point being, like, there's a lot of different opportunities for fungus and bug relationships. So I actually came across this not too long ago, maybe just a month ago. I saw a like a tiny, like a little sapling, like a little tree that was growing up, and all over it I saw little ants. And at first I just noticed them, and I thought maybe it was just, there was just some ants that were crawling around this tree, probably trying to, pick something off of it or eat something or just get somewhere. Upon further inspection, each ant, their little eyes were completely white, and out of the backs of each one was a tiny little stalk about the size of the ant's abdomen that ended in an almost whitish ball. And that is the mushroom. Yeah, that's the cordyceps fungus. And what they were doing, very similar to what you're talking about, is a very similar process where the ants, basically what happens is once they're infected, they do something a little bit more insidious. What they do is they actually crawl up. They find other places where ants live and are around a lot, and they crawl up into parts of trees and stuff, like limbs that are high above these ants, and then they bite down onto the leaf. They actually bite down and anchor themselves to the leaf, and then the fungus fruits and spores. And then because they're above all of where the other ants live, those spores eventually, of course, fall down and then land where the more ants would go. So they basically just, they use ants to find more other ants to colonize. So that was just really interesting. I've seen that, and it was nuts. They were all over this little tree. But then equally so, I've also seen this one other time a lot with wasps. And the main reason is because we come in contact with wasps a lot on the job. Just because, like we open up little boxes, and a lot of times they'll make nests in the boxes. I have to carry spray, and we spray the crap out of them. And I've even seen it to where I've gotten into one of the lock boxes, and for whatever reason, instead of you see the nest and it's still attached and everything, but all the wasps will be dead, and they'll be at the bottom, and you can see it. It's crazy. Like in their little eyes, they're completely white from all the mycelium. And then you'll see, a little something poking out, usually through the back of the skull or through the back of the abdomen, and they'll push out a little spore or whatever, spore out. And it's super weird to see just because it looks so alien. But then you realize that's just fungus. You know, it's just they found it's another way to keep on going.
Do you think that it could ever spread to people?
I think that
because fungus, as we proved with the plastic eating and everything, is continually moving forward.
Right. Oh, always. I think that I mean, we might very well see fungus that, becomes more insidious, in the future. But I'll say this, there's a couple of things that really help us as far as to make sure that we don't get, caught up in some of the fungus being among us, if you know what I mean. For one, like I said before, our brains are nice and big and complex, and we got all sorts of wrinkles in them. And that being some of us, we might be a little bit more worried about.
Some of us, it's as smooth as the backside of a plate.
Yeah, some of us are ready for the mushroom overlords to take over. But just in the sense that it's going to be very long before there's something that would be able to affect the human mind in a way similar to the cordyceps fungus. But I will say this. Oh, and then the other thing that really helps us, of course, is the fact that, of course, we're warm-blooded. And the nice thing about being warm-blooded is we don't really provide a good environment for most mushrooms to grow and flourish. And the mushrooms that do grow and flourish in an environment like the human body, we have over the years developed a lot of immune responses to. And typically, it's actually a lot easier to fight off fungal infections than it is like bacterial or virus infections, just for the simple fact that all fungus basically have the same makeup. Like they all have about the same cell structure and everything. So when the body learns how to fight one fungus, it's usually equipped to fight multiple. But here's the big but. There are multiple fungus that we already deal with on a very regular basis that are, what would you call hazardous? Maybe worrisome. But the main ones being the culprits that everyone hears about. The first one, of course, being athlete's foot or foot fungus. And simply put, the whole reason that the athlete's foot is so nefarious and that the reason that it does so well in humans is because, of course, your feet are your extremities. They're usually the coldest the most often. They're the closest to the ground. They stay moist in your, shoes. That's why athletes get them a lot, because they run with socks and shoes, and their feet are, very worn, moist.
Oh, dude, I used to. This goes along with what you're saying. I used to do landscaping work, right?
Right. Okay.
And everybody always used to look at me weird because I would landscape barefooted. I would take off my boots and my socks, and I would walk around barefoot. And I actually learned it from my mom. Because anytime she was working in like her garden or anything, she would strip off to bare feet. And I always asked her why, and she said because molds and funguses and stuff will attach to your shoes or your socks, and they'll get in there and they'll multiply. And she said, but if you're barefoot, you can go and take a baby wipe, you could take water or anything else and rinse your feet off, and now they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And you build immunity that way too. But yeah, I mean, like, that's just the thing is, fungus, I mean, foot fungus especially is very nefarious because it can get very nasty, and it can actually even take your foot from you if you're not careful. But in most cases, it has to get very bad to get to that point, and it's fairly easy to treat. In very bad cases.
Over-the-counter medicine now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it usually works pretty well. The main point is it's just so prevalent, and it's very easy to come back. The other big fungus, of course, that is very dangerous to humans that we've already seen a lot of side effects, and we're still studying a lot, of course, is going to be black mold. And the only reason that black mold is so nefarious is because of its ability to it is very hard to get rid of. It is very prevalent. It survives a lot of stuff. Persistent, exactly. The main thing about black fungus, and this is black mold, and this is why it's so hard to get rid of, is because it can its spores can go into a dormant state where they can basically shut down and they can seal up. And I think I've even heard like you can take spores that do this. I can't remember what it's called when they do this, but they go into like a dormant state, and you can't even kill them with bleach because they basically like shrink down and they dispel all water. They like become like a hard little rock, like a microscopic tiny little rock, and then anything bleach, anything, it doesn't kill them, and they only come back around, like they only reemerge from this kind of stasis when they come back into contact with water, and then they just come back out. So it's like, that's why you could clean the shit out of a bathroom and scrub every nook and cranny with a bleach covered toothbrush, but the minute that you take another shower, you're going to find that there's going to be certain parts where you'll see mold start to build back up. And it's hard to get rid of that stuff,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you from experience that black mold is no freaking joke.
Right.
We did kill a lot of it whenever we were living up here back in the day, whenever this was a full house, because it had sat empty for so long that like mold had just started growing on the wall.
Yep.
And we did end up killing a lot of it, dude. With warm bleach water, we would just pour the bleach water down the wall, and it would literally just like fall off in layers.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
But I paid the price for that because whenever I was cleaning it, it released spores, and those spores got in my lungs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to take all kinds of antibiotics and shit because I had black mold literally multiplying and growing in my lungs.
God, dude.
It was really crappy. It was really crappy.
I bet you can get really sick, and they say prolonged exposure as well is very detrimental to your health. Like if you stay in a house that has a lot of black mold in it, everybody's subjected to black mold for the most part that lives in typical houses, especially older houses. You just can't get rid of it.
A lot of times it grows too. A lot of people don't think about it, but a lot of times it grows under your floorboards. So you don't ever see that unless you go under the house.
Right. Well, and the thing is, for the most part, it's okay. Once again, we have immune systems. Unless you're immunocompromised, that's a big different story. But for the regular, typical healthy human being, you can fight off most of that black mold that we come into contact with on a daily basis. The fact of the matter is, when you start having a house that has like too much black mold in it, and it's like pervasive. And then, especially houses that, the worst thing is, especially if you live in a house where there's like little to no ventilation, maybe not even any window access. That's where it gets really dangerous, because then you are stuck in it, and it just builds and builds and builds, and then you are literally just breathing spores, day in, day out. That's why people always used to open windows and stuff. Fresh air. Everybody says like, oh, you need fresh air. It's like, it's just you need to make sure that there's air circulation. It's a very important thing.
Well, see, I can tell you from experience, like I said, man, it feels like you have pneumonia.
Yeah.
And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor listens, and he says that you're not wheezing or anything, so it's not pneumonia. Mm-hmm. And then they do these tests on you, and then they come back a couple of days later, and they're like, dude, you have black mold growing in your lung.
Oh, my God.
And he was literally just like, take these antibiotics, like, and take them quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Well, and I'll say this once again: the nice thing about that, though, is at least when you do catch that, and if you can catch it when it's still treatable and everything, it is easy to treat. A lot easier than, say, like a viral infection. That's completely different.
Yeah.
And even a lot of bacterial infections, they can get very nasty, but fungal infections are usually the easier to treat.
Well, the reason they're easier though is because, like, with viral infections, they change at a quick rate.
Yes.
And with bacteria, the way they attack you is just by multiplying like mad. So
Right.
it's hard to wipe them all out. But with fungus, it's a slow-growing, living thing, just like you. So
yeah, right. So they're just it's just trying to colonize. That's like here's a funny story. I heard this one time. About I was watching this. It was a video, I think, or I was reading something about spores. Like spores in general with mushrooms, and like if they're dangerous, like what does it mean if you breathe in a lot of spores? Like one of the big scares is like you see there's a common mushroom that grows on wood, and you've probably seen them a lot, and they grow on the ground as well, but the one I'm talking about grows on wood. It's called a puffball mushroom.
The ones where they like pop and spores go fucking everywhere.
Yeah, they just shoot out spores, especially when you step on them and stuff.
It's actually really cool to watch if anybody's ever seen one, though.
Yeah, they're super cool mushrooms. The whole point is that it grows as a mass, and it has a part in the middle called, I'm pretty sure it's called a gleba.
It just looks kind of like a cannon hole.
Yeah, and originally, before it becomes the puffball that we all know, where it puffs out, like I said, the whole inside is solid, and so basically, this whole inside area, it's called the gleba. It undergoes this process where like the entire gleba is just all of the material needed for the spores. And slowly those spores are made in the gleba, and then those spores end up turning into just powdery dust because they're just ready to go. And then eventually that puffball opens up, and then all those spores are released, and then the life cycle continues on. What's really cool, side note, there's a certain type of puffball, probably one of the most known puffballs. It's called a Lycoperdon pyriform, and the common name is the pear-shaped puffball. It's just what it sounds like. It's just a pear-shaped mushroom. It's a puffball. They grow on wood. When they are young, when they're very young and they're still firm, you can actually pick them off the wood. You can take off. There's a little kind of thin outer layer that you can actually kind of peel off almost, and you can cut them up and cook them up and eat them, and they're really good. However, of course, once they start to puff up and they start to spore up, they're inedible, so you can't eat them after that.
Yeah.
And then a quick little funny thing, the term Lycoperdon pyriform is all Latin. Pyriform literally means pear-shaped. Pyra in form being pear-shaped. Lycoperdon comes from two words. Like the word lyco coming from wolf, like lycanthropy or whatever, like when people become werewolves.
Mm-hmm. Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy, there you go. Mm-hmm. And perdon, which it literally back in like ancient Latin or early Latin means like pardon me, or it means more formally, or like I guess not formally, but more literally to break wind. So farting.
Yeah.
So lycoperdon literally in Latin means wolf farts. So yeah.
Pear-shaped wolf fart.
pear-shaped wolf farts. See, the idea being the puff, you know. They's like, okay, that's what a wolf fart looks like.
I would like to imagine that the reason they named it that is because the first time they ever saw this happen, a wolf sat down on one and they thought that it just like farted.
Right. Or like a wolf, you heard a wolf fart in the distance and you saw like the puff and you're like, oh, huh, cool.
Didn't know they did that. All right.
Yeah. We'll write that in the notebook. But getting back to what I was saying, so this is all, trying to tie this all back in. So Lycoperdon pyriforms, the puffball mushroom, like I said, like we all know, when they mature, they turn into puffs or to spores, and then they puff all over the place, or fart all over the place, whatever you want to say. Farting all over the place, I guess, is technically correct.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it says it itself.
Exactly. However, the spores in it are not harmful to humans. So, like, if you were around it when it deposited spores and you somehow inhaled some of those spores, it probably 99% of the time would not kill you unless there was some freak accident and you were, you know, immunocompromised or something happened like that, you know.
I would imagine it would probably choke you up, though.
Maybe just a little bit. However, the only time that this mushroom has ever actually almost, you know, brought someone to their end is there was a story I heard about a group of college kids. It's always college kids. That they found these mushrooms, and for some reason, I guess they had read online, probably on 4chan, that you can inhale these spores and they get you high. So, of course, these kids went out. They got a whole bunch of the mushrooms.
I swear to you, me and you could start on this podcast telling people that if you ate dog shit, it would get you high, and some college kid would try.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, dude. If you just stuff a dog turd up either nose, you get stoned as fuck, boy.
And next day, whomp, right there it goes.
There he goes. Oh,
anyway.
In the news. But the main thing is, what I was trying to get at is these kids, they inhaled all these spores trying to get high, and once again, like, this mushroom is not one that is supposed to exist within the human body. They are what's it called? They eat trees. Oh, they're saprophytes. That's the name for it. They're saprophytic, so they eat trees. So they don't normally even grow on flesh. You know, on
they're not
animals.
interested in you at all.
No. But these students had breathed in so many spores that the mushroom tried to colonize their lungs. But just for the simple fact,
like, well, all right then.
it's like, I'm here, and there's enough of me. Like, okay, we can try it. But here's the crazy thing, and here's what really blows it out of the water too when you think about it. Even doing that, these college kids breathed in a bag full of fucking wolf farts, literally, in Latin terms, you know. And the damn mushrooms tried to fucking take over their lungs. And even after all that, they went to the hospital. They were given antifungal treatment and probably some other shit, you know, some steroids for their lungs and stuff like that. And from what I remember, I don't think any of them really had any lasting issues. They might have had a cough for a while after or something like that.
Other than the fact that everywhere they go, they're remembered as the dumbass kid who almost died from sucking mushrooms down their neck.
Breathing in them wolf farts, boy. But still, it's like, if you can do that, if you can breathe in a bag of mushroom spores and almost have them colonize your lungs and then take antifungal and then they go away, you know, like, it is not as bad as it seems, but it is crazy how close on the fringe that stuff is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But, I mean, like we said a second ago, they just they don't have any interest in you. Unless you are made of tree sap, they don't want you.
Right. Well, and then to be honest, mushrooms already understand humans in the sense of like, they're not interested in us as we are alive. But I mean, hey, as soon as we're dead, dude, free game. Mushrooms.
Now this is what we're talking about.
Right. Mushroom food, man. That's what we become. But the whole point, and also I think the other thing too, like I wonder how much mushrooms really do appreciate, I guess, like us as far as life and animal life and everything, because like think about it as simply as this: like when you walk through the woods, anytime that you step on leaves or a stick or anything, and you crunch it, you're breaking it apart and you're opening up more surface area for mushroom. Yeah. So like I
would say they probably appreciate it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like to a certain degree. I mean, like anywhere that we have gone and anywhere that we have been, we have taken fungus with us. Mm-hmm. So it is really just, we're kind of just giving it a ride.
It just follows us around. Like
we're kind of the taxi cab for mushrooms.
Oh boy. Well, with that being said, man, this has been fun.
Yeah, this has been really fun. Yeah, we should probably go ahead and close it up here because I know we've been podcasting for a minute now, guys. But I have been really, really wanting this. It's been way too long, and not only that, but I have my my poor secretary, Earl, and she has been making it very.
And wife. Let's just go ahead and say that.
And wife, yes. No. She knows. I call her secretary sometimes. But Earl has been begging me to finally do this and to get it over with. And even after our last little non-episode, we'll call it the what should we call it? It's like the lost episode. Exactly. It's the lost ham and cheese episode. No one will ever be able to see that one, but it was still nice. But after that fiasco, she was very set on making sure that I hit record and did everything that I needed to do. So,
if it makes you all feel better, we talked about mushrooms for most of it.
Right. Yeah.
So you got a small taste of what we did this time.
Exactly. There you go.
But yeah, man. Earl said, because Earl, she has her finger on the pulse of a lot of what we're doing. Basically the way this friendship, this working relationship, whatever you want to call it, works is, Ray hangs out with me and streams with me. Yeah. You and Earl stream together. But whenever it comes to me and you doing stuff, we create the content, and Earl basically has her finger on the pulse of what's going on the comments side of things. Yeah. And she was telling me, that people keep asking when the next episode's coming out. People are excited about it. So what are we but men of the people, We
exactly.
give the people what they want.
I like to think that Earl and Ray as well are almost kind of just our beta testers. Yeah. Like they kind of have the mindset sometimes of what I feel like is like the people that want to consume our content. And so it's like whenever we have something and we show it to them, they're like, yeah, I like that. And then it's like, okay, cool. I think we're good.
It got the little sneak peek spoiler type thing in here right at the tail end of this episode. So only the real ones who listen to the end get to hear this. But for those of you that like Ray real good over on my channel, that's my wife, Raylan. She was talking last night a little bit. She was hinting at it. I don't know if she's thought any more about it, but she was. She basically looked at me and asked, "What if I started streaming on my own channel?" So.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll see how that goes.
That'd be dope. That'd be really dope. Well, everybody, we'll stay tuned for that and see what happens.
Oh boy!
I'll tell you what, man. We have been going for a minute. It's probably about time that we go ahead and close it up here, guys. And I guess at this point, we'll just go ahead and say that thank you to everyone who has been watching along, and to all of you faithful fans that have been waiting for this. I'm so sorry. We love you very much. Exactly. We love you and appreciate you, and all we want is to make you guys happy and keep you entertained. And hopefully we will continue on with a little bit more steady of a schedule. But either way, you will continue to hear from us.
I can promise you that you'll hear from us a lot sooner this time.
Yeah, and we're not going anywhere. We'll be right here.
Yeah, never worry. This show isn't going anywhere. If we disappear for like 2 or 3 weeks, we will be back. I promise. We're never going to leave you in the dark. And if you ever wonder when the next episode's coming out, if we miss a week or whatever, and you ever want to find out, go over to twitch.tv/earlycurly. Come over to twitch.tv/hamham. Jump into the chat and be like, "Hey, when's the next ham and cheese episode?" And I promise you, we'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly. At least if anything, you can at least keep this in mind that if we are not podcasting, then we are probably also busy with something else. So one way or another, we are in the works. We're busy,
and always
busy.
making content for you.
Yes, sir. For you guys. All our faithful fans.
Well, he's been Cheese.
And this guy over here has been Ham.
And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, y'all. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good night wherever you are. Take care. Be safe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.